Welcome everyone to the Women of the eRena Part 5 main event featuring Fortnite. I am your host, Hello Kelly Link, and of course joining me it is Necra, and we are super thrilled to be here for the eRena to bring you some incredible female Fortnite competition. We actually have 50 of the biggest names that Fortnite has to offer, and they're going to be competing over a 5-game series for, of course, that $26,000 prize pool. And you're going to see big names like Somerset, Tina Rez, Maddie NF, we got Turnt Daisy, Malibu, and so many more, everyone. But Necra, I have to know, how are you doing right now?
Oh, Kelly, I'm so excited to be back in the eRena casting booth with you, especially for an event like this. You know, after watching the play-ins, which were such a phenomenal experience, I can't wait for the main event tonight. You know, EFUSE is just one of those places where talent can be found and discovered, and we discovered a lot of talent in the last play-ins.
Well, of course, but before we talk about the featured teams, Negra, you mentioned it, the play-ins. We have to talk about the play-ins. A lot of teams competed, but only the top 2 got to move forward to today to compete here, of course, for this prize pool. Break it down for me. How did it go?
Well, let's talk about the second place team first, because it was a close call. It was a 4-point differential between third and second place, but it was Team Sophie Ann that came in with 86 points, and to make up those 86 points, they got 2 victory royales out of the 3 drops that we had for the play-ins. That's some pretty tough tamales to have to take on, I feel like, for this particular competition. And listening to them, they were super well coordinated, they had great communication, and it all kind of surprises me because after talking to them during their winner's interview, they had not been playing together at all. They had literally just gotten together maybe 30 minutes before the tournament started, and they were still able to come in second.
Man, the fact that they're a new team and were able to get second is impressive. I'm wondering how now with Season 6 into play, how that's going to throw a wrench into their plans. But I love what you brought up about them working as a team and working together. But we got to talk, I think it was Haley that kind of acted as their main fragger. Aya and Yessie were the support. And then, of course, we had our tarpers, which was Sophie. And you really do need a good combination of all roles in the competition. So even though this was a new team, it's really cool that they've kind of established their roles pretty early and followed through with that. But of course, Haley coming into the competition, one of the youngest players, was only 16 years. I'm sorry, Sophie, only 16 years old, has only been playing Fortnite for about a year. So an incredible performance from her. But our first place team, Necra, what happened with them?
Well, our first place team came in at a whopping 98 points. They had a victory royale, which was the one that Team Sophie Ann didn't capture, plus they also came in second in one of those drops. And, you know, also talking to them, there were another new team that came into the fray just to play in the play-ins to earn a spot in the main event. So it's really awesome to see that they were able to do so. They found a lot of success, and their strategy was just rotating between different parts of the map, stocking up on resources, and they were playing together as a team incredibly well.
Yeah, I mean, those are just 2 of the stories that we got to hear from the play-ins. Of course, there's going to be so many more teams competing here today. It is going to be a $26,000 prize pool. And to just break it down for you guys even further, that's going to be broken down into first place walking away with $10,000. Second place is going to be $7,500. Third place is $5,000. Fourth is $2,500. And then fifth place is going to be $1,000. So that means only the top 5 teams, only the top 20 players is going to be walking away with some money from our prize pool. And of course, we have to break down the point system real quick. Eliminations are going to give people 1 point each. So this is going to be very placement focused. First place of Victory Royale is going to be walking away with 30 points. And then going all the way down, it's going to come down to the last place team is going to walk away with 1 point. So placements, very important here. Necra, though, eliminations are still going to be a big deal.
Oh yeah, for each elimination you get 1 point, which means that you gotta think about fragging out as well as how you're gonna play the long game in order to get those placement points. So gotta pay attention to that and hope for the best in terms of where you're going to drop and what strategies you're going to be able to implement. But, you know, that's where I feel like Season 6 is exciting, Kelly. You've got all these new facets of the game that you have to pay attention to, which are going to come into play, I think, pretty heavily when it comes down to the competition tonight.
Oh my gosh. I mean, crafting alone is going to change up the game. So I love that we're going to have this tournament to kind of kick off season 6, see how it's going to be affecting competitive play and how we're going to kind of evolve with the meta, because obviously the meta isn't fully established yet. That's going to be something that's going to continue to evolve over the next few weeks. But everyone, I know you want to jump into game. I already see a ton of love in chat. I see people calling out for Alexa, of course, some love for Somerset. Chat, let us know who you want to watch right now, and we'll talk to our ops team to make sure that we are watching your favorite teams. But I think we actually got to pick one of our favorite teams. Necker, I don't know if you want to give it away just yet.
Ooh, should we? Should we leave the suspense and
maybe
and
we'll
let
leave.
people-
I'll say it. I really think that it's going to come down to Somerset's team. Of course, that is going to be Somerset, Maddie NF, Alexa Plays, and Zunday. And I might be a little biased because I saw some love in chat for it. But do you have another team that you're excited to watch, Necra?
Yeah, honestly, I'm also looking at Team Bumble, and this is the Gen G squad.
Yep.
I'm talking about Tina Rez, I'm talking about Maddie, Carly, and Hannah, who actually played as 2 duos in the last Women of the eRena featuring Fortnite. So the fact that they all get a chance to come together as a squad to play in this one, I feel like is really exciting to see all of the possibilities and all of the success that this particular team could have tonight.
We got to see a few drop spots from a lot of these teams that was tweeted out from the official EFUSE Twitter. So make sure to follow that if you want to know more information, everyone. But we got to see, I believe, Maddie NF in Somerset said that they were going to be dropping Craggy Cliffs, Flopper Island. We saw Turnt Daisy's team saying that they were going to be landing Dirty Docks and Junkyard, which I believe already has a few drops. So we know that that's going to be contested, probably a lot of action over in Dirty Docks. But Tina Rez and Maddie didn't say where their drop spot was going to be, or at least I didn't see it. So I can kind of appreciate that, you know, going into this with a competitive mindset. You don't really want to let people know where you're going to be dropping, especially with a new season and new POIs.
Exactly. I think that's a great part of your strategy. Just keep it under wraps for a little bit. And then also get a chance to see what everyone else is talking about in the Discord. Where are they going to drop? Maybe either if you want to drop hot, try to go to a contested area like Dirty Docks, or if you're really thinking about the long game and what Season 6 has to offer, maybe you're going after some of those NPCs, maybe going after some of that special loot, or trying to find those pieces in order to actually craft your own weapons. There's a lot that we're going to be able to uncover and explore in this very first set of competition.
I do hope that we see a lot of like drop fights, 50-50s and contention in the early game.
Yeah.
In like game number 3, 4, and 5. But the first games, I kind of want to see them, like you said, test out crafting, maybe find a place that's a little open, maybe that they see a few beasts in. Because as you know, you can kind of just get the metal upgrades from many metal items, vehicles especially. But the bones you specifically have to find from beasts that are in the map. You can be able, from that, you can create a primal rifle. If you want to create another upgrade, well, that's where the metal comes in. But now they have new weapons that you can, like we said, upgrade from makeshift versions of them, such as we have the fire bow, the mechanical explosive bow, of course, the primal shotgun. Oh, and everyone's favorite, the pump shotgun is back, Necra.
Oh, that's so exciting. That means you're going to be able to get up close and personal with a lot of these teams, especially if you're, having a couple of those box fights. Pump shotgun might be the perfect tool to use in order to actually get a chance to win some of those. And though, Kelly, I feel like the one thing that I hope that we get a chance to see, Spire jump boots, okay? That's the one thing I really am really hoping that a team tries to go after the Spire jump boots. I'd love to see what that's able to do in action and what it means for maybe the late game having a tool like that at your disposal.
For me, definitely the spire is going to be like this hot spot. But we have these 6 kind of mini spires that are around the map. You can see that the map in the middle has kind of shifted from this desert look to more of an autumn vibe. And it kind of stretches out in 6 little directions. Each end of that direction is a mini spire. From there, if you destroy a guardian, you can actually take an item that you return to the middle sphere, put it in some sort of ritual-esque thing, and then you get the spire jump boots. But I want to see if people are going to try and steal that item from others. Is it going to be kind of like a capture the flag sort of moment? Or like, can multiple people put them in there and get multiple boots? We're going to have to find that out real soon. I know you guys want to jump into game number 1. We are just making sure. I think actually the battle bus is going to be ready in about 30 seconds, everyone. So we do appreciate your patience here. Really excited to jump into this. But Necra, before we get into game number 1, anything else that you want to talk about?
Kelly, honestly, I'm just excited to see some real good Fortnite action tonight, especially when it comes from watching some of the best in Fortnite get a chance to compete against one another. You know, I think that's what makes events like this really exciting, and one of the reasons why I'm so thankful that EFUSE puts on these events to also celebrate the women that are in the space. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Cannot wait at all. I completely agree with you, Necra. An opportunity to like shine a spotlight on these incredible players. I believe a lot of them are going to be streaming, but if they aren't, I'm sure that they're going to be on social media as well if you guys want to follow them. Also, we're going to be doing some listen-ins, so we're going to be able to hear the audio from the teams while they're competing, how their strategy's going, who the IGL is going to be, taking all those calls and everything. So we're definitely going to have some focus on these teams, everyone, and I'm going to shift my focus onto the game because game number 1 is ready to go. So let's load into that battle bus.
Oh, let's take a look at the new map features first, though. Battle Bus is going to be opening up very shortly, but wow, already I'm just starting to feel some real good vibes from this new map.
Definitely some good vibes. Taking a look right now onto EFUSE's team, and it looks like they're going to be moving on over to Dirty Docks as well, which we know there is going to be a few teams dropping here. I only see one team dropping in here right now, so maybe that we're going to be seeing that drop spot not be contended. But now taking a quick look at Angel Latina.
Yeah, I get a chance to see where quite a few of these teams are going to be dropping, and I really like the variety of what we're seeing right now. I think it's really cool to be able to have a chat that you can talk about your potential drops, but as we were kind of talking about before, Kelly, it's going to be really important for these players to kind of feel out where teams are going, make sure that they're going to places that have lots of loot and also lots of materials to build those mats.
Oh yeah, and you got to make sure that you are prepped and ready to go, because once that zone 5 starts rolling around and you start these like huge build fights, you do not want to run out of builds. As we all know, height wins games, and you can't really hold height without any builds. But now taking a quick look at Somerset's team, looks like they are landing Craggy Cliffs, and it is uncontested. A nice little reboot van there, but I don't think they're going to need it because it looks like no one really wants to fight this incredible team right here.
I wouldn't. I would stay far away. If I knew where Somerset's team was dropping and I knew how important those placement points were, I would not want to get into a fight with Somerset and her team right off the bat.
Ooh. And she already has my favorite weapon, although not the most useful in fights. A harpoon gun can be life or death in situations, able to grab valuable items and resources from far away after you get an elimination if you do it far away from them. So I'm a big fan of, as some people would call it, the Clay Classic.
I like that name. I also really like the harpoon gun too. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at Sunday though, and just see kind of what they've been up to along with Alexa. So Craggy Cliffs right now seems to be a little bit contested at the moment.
Only contested by the fact that these individuals are going to have to fight each other for the loot that is there. I do still think that that's only one team that was in Craggy Cliffs. It was just that 4-man squad there, kind of split up a little bit. Ooh, I like this name. Hi, or I already messed it up somehow. Hey, hi, hello, Momo. I think I'm just going to call you Momo, though, for short. You can see here some very unique items, some interesting guns that we have never seen before in the game.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how these are going to play, but this is a very interesting part of Season 6 where you can upgrade weapons, you can make weapons, and I feel like the crafting element of Season 6 is going to be very, very impactful for the long game, especially when you take a look at the types of weapons that you will be able to build. I'm super pumped to see whether or not some of these players run into beasts to get those animal parts.
Oh yeah. For me, I'm really excited to see how like the fire bow is gonna work out. We
Yeah.
saw what the dragon shotgun can do, being able to burn builds and everything. It was an interesting element added to the game. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna be working out with the fire bow. Of course, we have the shockwave bow as well, which is gonna be acting as kind of like a less powerful shockwave, but that's gonna be a great tool to use to kind of move between zones, rotate faster, or knock teams away from you just in case they're getting a little too close for you. But looking at right here, there's two teams that are relatively close from each other. Taking a quick look at Kate right there. And it looks like, no, oh no, that's just one team and there's an NPC right there right now. But like this spot right here, fishing, very important still in the game if you want some good health items. Those floppers definitely tend to help.
Oh yeah, floppers, especially in the late game, you want to make sure you got a stack of those going for you so you have the longevity to survive some of those longer fights. But there is another squad across the way, but I like that we're seeing some fishing happening so far, just to be able to kind of pick up what you want, what you need for the later parts. But I also really appreciate how they're staying spread out and not trying to contest each other just yet. I just think that while eliminations are important, you're really trying to get all of your preparations ready to go for the latter parts of the game.
Oh, look at that. Is that a blobfish?
Is it?
What? Oh, that's so cute. Oh, yes, I'm a big fan. 100%, definitely that. Taking a look at Stealthy Stronghold, you can see it kind of has a bit more of a Jurassic tribal vibe to it. And so I know that they've already added boars and wolves and chickens that help you glide, but I'm hoping that we're going to see some dinosaurs recently. Or soon.
That'd be so fun. Yeah, I think that's what I'm really excited about. You know, I haven't gotten a chance to get a really good look at what Season 6 has to offer, and especially on a competitive level, that's why I'm so pumped to see what all of these women are going to be able to do with what they have available to them. And also, yeah, look at that.
Oh, I'm just going to say that I hope that that was a pun intended because the pump got added back to the game, so I am pumped as well. I think everyone is pumped as well. However, if you were a fan of the tack, the lever, or what else was there, the charge shotgun, no longer in the game.
That does make things pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm still thinking about that blobfish, though, Kelly. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think that's a new addition. I don't know if anyone in chat can clarify, but I don't think I've ever seen a blobfish in competitive.
I have not personally, so yeah, that's gonna be really fun. Right.
Miss Sweets, joined by Mayuko, Caroline, and Maria. You can see that vehicle over there. If they break it down, it will not only give them nice hard mats, but also hopefully one of those items that they'll need to be able to upgrade into mechanical weapons. Vehicles are already important enough, good for rotations, good for builds, but now an added element to it as well.
Yeah, the mechanical parts, what everybody is looking for in order to build up some of those weapons, the primal weapons. You can use mechanical parts, you can use animal bones, and then in order to actually, specifically for the makeshift bow or the primal bow, you can add other elements to it, like a gas can or a stink sack. So maybe trying to look for some frogs as well to be able to put those elements together.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic. You could see it in the distance a little bit. One of those spires, that's one of the smaller spires that kind of juts out from that central spire. If they were able to eliminate one of the guardians there, they would have gotten a special item. I don't see it on any of their inventories just yet. So maybe they decided to not opt in for it. It is something new, something risky, especially because everyone kind of is going to know that you're in the middle there. They know that is what can happen if you do bring that item back to the central spire. So I don't know if anyone's going to try it out yet. Haven't seen the boots.
Ooh, well, there was a frog.
Oh, okay.
I guess not picking it up quite yet, but we're going to go ahead and check in on a team that's over at Lazy Lake. This is Team Bumble. So we've got Carly and Maddie, Tina, Rez, and Hannah all working together on the squad this time around. And you can see that you're able to get quite a bit of parts and quite a bit of mats and other elements that you're going to need to be able to create that. But we're going to go ahead and maybe take a listen in here as we get a chance to see
yeah,
what
if you guys,
the
yeah, I was
is
just
all
saying.
about.
I have Do you guys have spazzes? Everybody yet?
Nope.
I don't.
No, I don't.
I
don't
need,
have a blue
I need
pump,
the
though.
parts.
I can get a blue
here's,
pump once I get 2 more gears, but
This is me. What the? Oh my god! I can't drop these. Here you go. There's 5.
if
You're
you
definitely
want to loot Orchard, I'd probably go now before Steamy rotates in. To be completely honest, there's more slurp barrels here. If someone didn't complete the challenge.
I'm good. I got it.
I got a spaz. Let's go.
I kind of want to drive back to Craggy and upgrade my gun.
You can. Do you really want to? I mean,
I don't want to.
just don't waste white heals. I mean, look, zone's kind of far
I
though.
have.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
right.
if it's worth it. I mean, we'll
I have to
probably
really
just
not
kill
my
someone with
needs.
it.
Yeah. Should I upgrade to a scar or a blue pump? I think a blue pump, right?
Probably.
All right.
I would
I'm
say
gonna
just
do it
with,
too.
like the
I need
bigger
2 more
mag
gears,
size
so if we can go to
alone.
Orchard, that'd be nice.
Yeah. The little
Yeah,
red
I-
tractors give you gears. Here.
Yeah.
Doesn't look looted. There's
It's
a
not.
hat.
And
Okay.
I'll grab that big pot. I can carry that.
Nice.
Should I hold cabbages?
I
I'll
mean,
hold- I
yeah,
got
it's really
one
good for.
bit.
Yeah, do that
Just in
because it's
case,
better.
yeah.
I need 1 more year. Found the
Alright,
little
I
red
have to go back.
toolboxes too, by the way. They give you.
Put it there.
How's
I'm
yours
gonna-
math so far?
I have max big pots.
Yeah, Max. Okay.
I'm pretty half on everything.
There's 3 nades here. Do you guys want me to hold nades or?
I'm not holding any minis. I have 3 flops, 2 slurp fish, and 2
I
big
don't
pots.
really know.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have a big pot? I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
a big pot to you.
Oh, bet. Perfect. Thank you.
I'm gonna hold these nades. I don't have shield. I'm not holding shield, but I'm holding white. So.
Aren't you holding minis?
No, I didn't find any minis.
Oh.
I have 3. So that's
Yeah.
it.
I had 1 big pot.
Here's a gear right here. I'm gonna leave it for you.
Yeah,
guys.
I need that, please.
I need
Need
one.
to
Isn't
upgrade
team
a blue pump.
flying southeast, by the way?
Is that Steamy? Or is that the off of the?
Could probably be off the tower. Like
Do you need 1 more,
southeast.
Alina?
Yeah, 1 more.
Oh wait, I dropped you 2. Can you drop me 1 more back?
Oh my god, I dropped you 2 as well.
Okay,
Just
okay,
upgrade.
okay. Here, just I'll upgrade and then I'll give you whatever I had
Yeah.
left.
If you press X, it'll give it to me, I think. Oh. Yeah.
Do you guys need more? Are you good?
I'm chilling.
We're good. We're good. I have a blue pump.
Okay. Do you want to try to get more to
Yeah.
get a scar too?
And
Honestly, I would just focus on
Oh,
rotates
we have
now.
to go.
Here's one.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on rotates. Let's just rotate in because I don't
You're
want to
the
get tunnel
only one-
vision.
Yeah, yeah. Because I already have a scar and a blue pump. I'm chilling.
I've got a
Okay.
star and a blue pump as well. I've got 4
Oh,
flaps,
how
2
many-
ship fish, and 3
How many
minis.
extra do we have? I have 2 for you.
None.
None, I don't have
Slurp
any
fish?
either.
Any
Oh,
room
I
for
can carry
slurp
that.
fish?
Yeah, yeah, I can carry
Yeah,
one.
yeah, right in
There
there.
is a stink bow. Stink bow, by the way.
Oh, nice.
If you
I'll
can
grab
drop
that.
nades or something.
You got it, Maddie?
Yeah,
Someone
I
needs
can
to
grab
grab
it.
it. At least
Okay,
one
what are you
person.
dropping?
I was gonna
Yeah.
upgrade to it.
I'm getting in this
Ooh,
car just to get in
perfect.
zone.
I'm getting frame drops.
That's what I was getting not too long ago. Alina,
Yeah.
pick me up, man.
I don't really
Yeah,
want
when
to
we
use the
get
car
in-
because I don't want to like.
All right, then
Have-
just run then.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to get
Kayla,
into zone.
I just want to get mats and stuff. Yeah. Say
Yeah.
what?
I have 5 gears for you, so you can upgrade to scar.
I need to. I have a primal rifle right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
give it
for
to her.
anyone who needs it?
I
give it
already
to-
have a scar. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice. Perfect.
Love listening to that communication there from Gingy's team, Team Bumble. And I really appreciate talking about all of the heals that they were trading there. They know that that is something that you need to have in the end game. It could always come down to a heal off, but it's also just smart to be well prepared, have all of your avenues covered. And that's definitely what this team is doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I especially listening in to some of the play-in teams and hearing what kind of roles every person on the team is filling. It's definitely important to make sure that someone's carrying those stacks of very important and critical healing items that you definitely want to have for the end game. And also sharing those resources, really big part of finding success as a team.
Now taking a look at Miss Sweet's room. We are now moving into the 3rd zone there, and you can see these teams are starting to group up, but still 19 teams made it in, 16 remaining, 14 players down so far.
Still quite a few teams left, and that tells me a couple of things. And the first is kind of what we were mentioning before, just spreading out on the map in the early game in order to make sure that you are collecting the right resources and setting yourself up for success in the late game. The other thing that this tells me is that quite a few teams haven't wanted to engage. You know, we saw a couple of teams earlier on that were contesting some of similar drop spots, but it hasn't been up until this moment that we've really seen too much action from these teams.
Yeah, not too much action. It looks like maybe there was some drop spot contention that we kind of possibly missed at the start of the game, but we haven't seen too much action just yet. It looks like that is going to be changing here for Team Gen G, taking a few shots. Haven't seen anything connect just yet.
No, still just kind of, since they're in the zone, you know, you're able to just kind of try to set up shop and bunker down and make sure that you're not going to be too contested. But you also going to be careful about where that zone might move to in the next phase. But you can see a lot of teams trying to make their way into zone at the moment, and rightfully so, as we are starting to run out of time before that storm moves closer.
Oh, yeah. And I love it. Looks like they're going to be going primal. Ooh. Oh, and we have a team climbing this. Is that the central spire right there? It looks like it is. If they place it into one of the rituals, they'll be able to walk away with those spire jump boots. But we can see a team down below. Volley's team right now representing TNA. Possibly waiting for it. It looks like it's actually Somerset's team that's up above.
Yeah, you got Somerset, Alexa, and Sunday all up there with Maddie and F as well, just trying to get to the top of the spire. And I actually really like that as an element of this season, is you've got natural high ground ready and waiting for you to be able to get a really nice bird's eye view of what the playing field looks like. But unfortunately for them, the spire is a little bit outside of the zone, so as that storm moves closer, they're gonna have to move very quickly. But Volley already getting some, Volley's team getting some good shots and also taking some shots from afar.
Yeah, I like this play. Even though they do have to move out for the next zone, they're playing it a little patiently right now, using this height to their advantage, like you said, trying to grab a few shots as well. But it looks like Volley's team is actually going to be running after Somerset's team. You could see around the spire that there was a lot of cables attached to it that they could actually... Oh gosh, zip line, that's what it's called. They could zip line all the way down. So not only did they get that free vision, good height, as well as the items that are around the spire, but then they got an easy rotation out of it, with Volley's team chasing them but not able to grab an elimination. And now Volley's team is the one that actually got left behind, even though they were the ones in the low ground.
But I really like the rotation that these players are making, sticking to the outside of the storm or the inner part of the eye, making sure that they are safely making their way into the safe zone. That's what this is going to be about, right? I think that especially with a new season, it's really important, and the teams that are going to shine are going to be the ones that really have those Fortnite fundamentals down in squads.
Oh, definitely. But you kind of need a little bit of everything, right? You need the fundamentals, you need the mechanics, you need the game sense. And taking a look right now for Volley, I'm sure they have all of those in spades, but what they don't have is the best loadout right now. Only we can see that they have the makeshift weapons, not able to actually craft it into any of the blue items that we see. A few floppers will give them some health, but it looks like they're running into issues right now, taking shots from up above. It looks like it's MPZ's team that's going to be taking those shots. Volley almost down now, is it? Are they going to be able to grab the elimination here?
Well, it's really hard for Volley's team right now, because if they want to take this rotation, they're already going to be at a significant disadvantage when it comes to the fact that MPZ's team has the high ground. You're just walking into the line of fire, so you're going to be spending a lot more resources on mats, going to make sure that you actually get there safely. But, you know, the circle is getting much smaller.
So I was informed by the increasingly intelligent chat, I don't know why I said increasingly like that, that those are stinkfish. They're not blobfish, so those are one of the crafting items that you have to be able to create.
I got thrown off by the nose, everybody. As someone that has studied fish for a long time, and that's my natural background is in science. I really thought those were blobfish.
Yeah, I mean, they look like blobfish, but yeah, stinkfish is apparently their official name. Look at the fight that's going on right here. Climbing up, trying to grab some good height. Storm Surge now coming down. It looks like there are too many players alive, and that means that until those players are dropped down to the certain threshold, that there is going to be a Storm Surge hitting those players. every 10 seconds if they are below that threshold. And it looks like 50 was the amount of players that needed to be for the threshold, and now we are below that number. So Storm Surge is no longer active. But Angie grabbing some great items here out of their fallen allies, I believe. And it's now just Daisy and Angie trying to hold on, sticking to the low ground right now, while a few builds are being placed around them. But it looks like for now they're a little safe. Oh, a good shot right there, but not able to take them down. It looks like they're going to be going for it. You know what? They might just be a duo, but they're going to try and grab some elimination points right here. A good shot doesn't hit though.
No, and this is where you're going to want to box up a little bit, just to wait for the opportunity to make your move, especially as you see the world being built around you. You can take advantage of what players have laid down before you in order to creep up on that elimination and chase those points. But as the Storm Eye shrinks, the contention will increase. And this is where we get a chance to see a lot of the action happen. Oh boy.
Angie's so close to Sonia, but I don't think she's going to be attacking. It looks like she's going to be playing the patient game right here, going for that placement points. As we know, placement points very important. Eliminations are only 1 point each. So we're definitely going to be seeing these box fights getting more and more dense as the zone does start to get smaller and smaller. Now taking a look at Afra, who's taking a mid-ground rotation here with the rest of her team. All of them playing really smart, close to the edge. In fact, it almost looks like there's no other teams around them right now. So able to grab some easy resources, dropping down right now to looks like what is the low ground, and still far away from any other teams. They're not even going to be, there we go. Now they're going to be taking some shots. Look at all those open visions that they have.
I'm just looking at all the sight lines, and oh, look at that! Just making sure that we're gonna see an elimination come through for Somerset's team. There is a team that is very close by, so Somerset and Co are going to have to be very careful. And honestly, Kelly, at this stage of the game, this is where communication becomes so important. You also want to stay together and make sure that you've got a game plan moving forward.
And that is what we are seeing here. We're seeing good edits coming out of Melissa while the rest of the team kind of just sits there, waits for their shots, just like you just said, Neko. They're sitting together, they're not spreading out. And while one rotates, just like Somerset's doing, Alexa follows up. She sees a shot behind her, and then she follows up with a good shot as well. The team trying to stick together. There is a group that is just above them, but now they're going to pull back a little bit. Sunday was a little low. They don't have any shields right now. So although that was a smart engagement, I really appreciate how smart that disengagement was.
Yes.
Oh, but Maddie goes down.
Oh no! Okay, so Maddie going down now, and oh, it's the Gen G squad that's gonna come in clutch for some of these eliminations in the feed. That's gonna be quite a few points for them. But boy, this is gonna be a tough battle as that Storm Eye continues to shrink. And there's quite a bit of verticality as we were able to see getting a bird's eye view of the field.
I love this. Vanessa, you know what? Set up for whatever situation you're placed into. She's getting Storm Surge tags, but she has like 8 floppers. She's just staying in a corner, and she's just gonna heal herself while everyone right now is taking shots out of many different zones right now. Melanie, Emphy, holding height and doing a really good job. 5 eliminations so far, and look at their heal. Only Emphy is the only one that needs some healing, but now we're focusing on them. They don't have any heals. Hopefully someone from their team is able to either use a harpoon gun or grab something. They are able to eliminate another team. But Girly Bella now taking a quick look at them, taking some shots onto the low ground.
Okay, so Girly Bella and Co are from Team Kelsey, one of our play-in teams, and this is one of the squads that, as we said at the beginning, didn't really have the teamwork there because they were a new squad playing together, but they were able to show incredible communication, incredible strategy in the play-ins in order to qualify for the main event. So seeing them at this point in the competition when there's only 8 teams left, that's got to be a pretty good feeling so far, especially with that week of practice they were able to get.
Ooh, 8 teams remaining into the final zone. This is where we're going to see high ground really take advantage. And you can see the team that has the high ground just taking 3 shots to those in the mid ground right now. Lots of teams trying to play patiently.
seeing some quick edits come through here as well, as we are seeing the ground break from beneath some of these players trying to access those below. But yeah, the edits are and the fast map building here is going to be real important in order for some of these teams to stay safe. But you can see why the verticality is going to come into play, as the high ground going to be especially important for some of these teams to capture.
Oh yeah, I appreciate what Tulsa's team is doing, but they're trying to do it against Gen G, and they're not going to give that to you for free. And it looks like NGA does go down, and Atis is knocked as well. But are they going to lose the entire team? No, they're actually able to hold out a little bit. It looks like that trade, Gen G Tina Rez, also goes down. Now Ghana, the only player from her team still alive, but still holding height. Kel's as well, the only player that remains, but she finally goes down.
Oh, this is going to be where things get a little rough, especially because you're going to continuously take damage now that the Storm Eye is no more. We're seeing eliminations left and right.
Oh, it's Somerset to Gen G. Oh my god. Okay, it comes down to the heal off. We saw them grab a bunch of cabbages at the start, and this is why. And you could see Gen G trying to chase her down because she knew that she did not have the heal off win condition. But just a short build away is where Somerset was, and she actually walks away with the victory royale. That's what I love to see. You have to prepare for everything, and sometimes it goes down to the heal off, Necra.
Sometimes it does go down to the heal off, and if you have the right resources, then yeah, you're in a great spot to be able to take that victory royale. It's always so exciting when it comes down to some of those key moments, and we had some key moments to show you for just kind of getting a look at what took place in this very first drop.
Oh, what a shame. Walking away, though, with 5 eliminations. That end game was a great performance that we got to see. But now taking a quick look at Anatis's fight right there. Somerset, though, the win with the heal off. Cabbages, they don't heal you for much, but they come in clutch during that end game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so fun to watch. And, you know, we were saying that Somerset's team, definitely one of the favorites to look out for in this competition. And with a victory royale, that's 30 points just from the victory royale alone going under her and her team's belt.
Oh yeah, but we still have 4 games to go, Necra, here at the EFUSE Women of the eRena competition, everyone. It's part 5 featuring Fortnite. Of course, you just saw the game. It's season 6, and we already got to see some crafting going on, as well as the new mid-spire in the middle of the map. But what else are we going to see? Well, we're going to find that out real soon, everyone. But real quick, we're going to be taking a break, and when we come back, it's going to be game number 2. Welcome back, everyone. That was a quick break, but of course we want to jump back into the action as I punched my mic real quick because I'm so excited to hop back into this. Necra, it was Somerset's team that walked away, and we talked about it at the middle of the game, that you need to prepare for everything. You can't just have good upgrades and good items. You need to have good builds and good healing as well. And we saw that Somerset, with all of those delicious cabbages, was able to win the heal off.
My cabbages! I just, that's what comes to my mind when I think about the cabbages as a really good aspect of the game that was able to secure Somerset and her team that very first victory royale. There's so much more in store for us too, Kelly, because we are playing a total of 5 games today, and we already got 1 out of the way. We only have 1 out of the way. We have 4 more that we're going to be able to play through, and I'm so excited for the rest of the action.
Oh yeah, super excited. This is actually kind of one of the first official tournaments that we've been able to watch this Season 6 changes. I didn't get to see too many of the animals that's in the game. I know that we have chickens now that help you glide. There's wolves that you can hunt down for, vital resources and food as well. But one of the biggest changes is that there's now crafting in the game. When you pick up an item or a weapon, they're typically in the form of a makeshift weapon, and you can upgrade that to its blue form, which I believe can be changed into a mechanical or a primal version.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most exciting aspects to me about Season 6, and that's just something that we're going to have to wait and see whether or not those players are able to take advantage of. I would love to see some of the animal interaction. I definitely want to see some people glide through with the chickens. I think that's going to be a really, really fun aspect to get a chance to take a look at. But whether it's a viable strategy, especially in a tournament like this, when you know all the players are fighting for that $26,000 prize pool, still remains to be seen.
Yeah, first place, $10,000 split between 4 people. That's $2,500 for playing 5 games of Fortnite. For me, I think I definitely agree with you, Necra. I want to see these animals. We got to see a little bit of the frogs, and we got to see what we initially thought were blobfish, but chat corrected us. They were the stink fish that was added to the game to help make that new stink bow. Bows as well added to the game. They have a lot of different versions that you can upgrade into. If I'm not mistaken, let me take a quick look. We have the mechanical explosive bow. We have the shockwave bow that kind of acts as a shockwave launcher. We have a fire bow, of course, the primal bow as well.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at the stinkfish, you need 3 of them in order to make the primal stink bow along with the primal bow. But yeah, this is where those makeshift weapons and of course those animal bones and those mechanical parts come in handy, because you're gonna want to be able to upgrade those weapons from makeshift to those other forms. They're just gonna be a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, the makeshift is still okay. It does decent damage, but the real issue is that you run into a lack of ammo. You really just aren't going to get too many shots off before you run out of ammo there. So by upgrading it, you're also going to be upgrading the ammo cap as well, damage, and also a lot of different properties. Like I said, the fire bow, it turns things into fire, similar to the dragon shotgun. So who doesn't love to see someone come all the way up on top, have height, and we know that height wins games, and then you just shoot a fire bow and they just collapse into the ground, Necra.
You know, I really think that we're going to see the Spire get a chance to be used a little bit more often. I really loved seeing some of the teams take advantage of that height perception that they were able to get over the field, that field of view, that vision. I think it was really important for generating a game plan, especially when you take a look at which teams were kind of making use of that. I want to say, I believe Somerset's team was one of those teams that were kind of up there and making sure that they had the height advantage before moving into some of the final zones. So that's really exciting to see some of those teams already use the natural architecture of the map to their advantage.
Oh yeah, and especially using those zip lines as well. We saw that there was a team at the bottom of them. They were waiting for Somerset's team to come down so that they could enter that fight. And then Somerset's team says, oh, we're actually just gonna slide on right by you guys and make it to the zone before you do. So I completely agree. I do, however, want to see the Spire's main attribute, which is these new Spire boots to kind of be into play. I have seen someone in chat say that they're really good to move around, but they get a little bit iffy once you get into combat and there's a bunch of people around you. So I'm excited to see how the meta is going to be evolving around these boots, because that seems like something that only the top level of players are going to be able to use effectively.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of wondering what's going to prevail here. Is it going to be the players that obviously have the strong mechanical skills and the strong game sense, and or is it going to be the players that know how to creatively use these aspects of Season 6 that were just released a few days ago? And I really, really believe it's going to be more of the former, especially when taking a look at Somerset and her team able to secure that first victory royale. That's a team we know has strong communication as well as mechanical skill.
Yeah, we got to listen to Genji's team as well, which had incredible communication, offering up each other's items and heals. But speaking of communication, it's time for me to communicate to you all that we are ready to go into game number 2. Look at this beautiful new map that we have. Goodbye, deserty sand. It just gets everywhere, right? And welcome to the beautiful autumn breeze.
No more traveling through the sand. That's a little unfortunate. I really like that mechanic of Season 5. I thought it was really fun to do the sand tunneling. But now we've got animals, and we also have our second drop of the night. Lazy Lake is where Gen G is going to drop Team Bumble. And this was a spot that we are seeing quite a few other teams talk about, as well as a particular drop zone that they were interested in. I really like this just because it's not quite on the edge of the map, but you're also close enough to the spire and to the center where that zone might move.
Very true. Being placed in this position of the map, anywhere that zone does rotate, you kind of have a good rotation, a little bit of a safe rotation to kind of go in there. There aren't too many crazy POIs next to you. Speaking about crazy POIs, Craggy Cliffs, look at everyone smashing that down, taking a look at the team that just got the first Victory Royale. It's Somerset's team, and they're already healed up and ready to go, but they're probably going to need a few guns before they progress forward. And speaking of, well, it's not a gun, but it is a bow, and she's just going to drop it and say, nah, that's not for me.
I think there's quite a few teams that might question the viability of the bow. I'm definitely a skeptic myself. Just because, you know, that's a projectile, it's a little bit different of how you might want to actually use it and play versus the weapons that you're more comfortable with and what you're used to using. So we'll see. We'll see whether or not teams actually do go ahead and pick up that bow and make use of it.
For me, it's going to be like, the bows aren't obviously going to be used for damage, maybe for getting Storm Surge tags because they have decent range, but it's all going to be about the utility that you get from the upgrades. Are you going to get a Shockwave? Are you going to get a Stink? Are you going to get the Fire Bow? They all kind of provide a utility that you wouldn't have otherwise with a lot of the guns now gone in the game. But I do agree with you, Necra. I don't know how viable they're going to be as far as box fighting, taking teams down. I'm sure that's going to be more of a shotgun sort of affair. But taking a look now, two teams quite close to each other in Dirty Docks. We heard before that there was going to be some contention, and now game number 2, we get to see that. No teams down, one player down, however. Are they going to engage?
I think they might, especially given how aggressive of a team we saw, at least MVZ as a player was during the play-ins. I really believe that this is going to be a squad that's not going to be afraid to move into the opposition.
Well, that's what I want to see, and I think you're right. It looks like it is going to be MVZ's team closing in, and it's going to be Daisy's team that's going to be playing a bit more passively. You see that they have height on that middle building, just so that they can get decent vision on the enemy. But just trying to grab those hard mats right now. They know that action is about to start. They can hear the shots going off, and by grabbing those hard mats, they're going to be able to protect themselves just a little better.
Yeah, I think we also have a score update for everybody, but maybe after we see some of this action, because here is some shots entering into the fray, and you're going to want to definitely build up and get away from that.
Oh, Alexandra almost goes down, but with 50 HP left and some bandages, she is going to be able to get those white heals back up.
Oh, right. Yeah, gotta have to heal up here. Dirty Docks is definitely going to be heavily contested right now, especially knowing that Team MVZ is one of those teams that's really, really good in combat. You can see Dunya, though, already taken out. Alexandra get low!
Oh, Angie now going down as well. Daisy, the only player remaining from her team. I actually got to cast some Fortnite with her a few weeks ago, so I'm so sad to see her team down. And look at her weapons. She only has the makeshifts or a gray AR. She's gonna have to play it really sneaky, hope that they just kind of forget that she's here, because this might be it for Daisy's team.
Yeah, I think they know she's hiding somewhere. Team MPZ, though, whether or not they decide to push on that or just, you know, let it be is remains to be seen. But I have a feeling MPZ right now, as we watch her perspective, is trying to take a look out for that last remaining player.
I like this, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. Playing as a solo in a squad is not easy. But if you can just hold out, hide efficiently, maybe rotate just a little bit slower and try and rotate dead side so that you don't face the rest of the lobby, Daisy might be able to at least grab some placement points. I don't think she's going to be going for elims, though, as a solo player.
Oh, let's find out, though. MPZ is... God! Is MPZ going to spot her? No,
gosh.
doesn't look like it.
Oh, wait, yeah, she's down. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Aw.
First team down, but of course, when you do have a contested drop spot, you have to take a risk at that 50-50. And it, you know, with it being squads, there's only 19 teams here. Not all the drop spots or POIs are going to be taken. So I'm excited to see, with this being, I think, one of the only contested drops that we have, are they going to change their drop spot now, or are they going to try and contend against MPZ's team?
Well, we're going to take a look at what Somerset and her team are up to right now. But the score update that I promised everybody, let's go ahead and give it to him, Kelly.
Oh, well, you know what, Necra? I'm gonna let you take it away because I am just appreciating this beautiful boat ride with Somerset.
I'm laying back a little bit and enjoying it too. But let's go ahead and give that score update. Team Kels, play-in winners. They are sitting in 5th right now with 22 points. In spot number 4, we've got Team Sophie and the play-in runner-ups with 25 points. Team Bumble with 28. Team NPZ with 31. And in first, you saw the victory royale. It's Team Somerset with 33 points.
Ooh, so a close competition so far between first, second, and third. Only 5 points that separates those teams right there. That's pretty much, you know, taking down an enemy team. You get 4 points for the eliminations, and then you get that placement point. So definitely anything is still possible here. We're only in game number 2 of 5. Wait, why are... They just abandoned Somerset and said, you know what, have fun running through the storm. We're gonna run up ahead a little bit. Make sure to grab that gear from the vehicle right here. But I guess they're gonna catch up. Actually, that was a smart play. So they ran up there so that they could break down the semi while Somerset was running up to them. And then they were able to catch up just in time. So I appreciated that play. You can tell this team right here, an incredible top team.
Yeah, they're really experienced players, and you know that, being able to put the 4 heads together is better than the 2 sometimes. So I really like this, getting a chance to see squads in this particular Women of the eRena event versus the duos that we had for the last one, because it does bring in a different feel for the competition. All right.
Really, Bella. Grabbing some wood.
I have 7.
Oh.
Yeah, no, give me then.
Ugh.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I can get a better shotgun.
I just need 3. I can't upgrade my stuff.
Oh, I can get a blue pump. Dude. Henna, what's your AR?
A blue prime.
Yo, I have 6
Why do you have a blue prime?
Wait, does anyone have extra? Does anyone have 3?
Come here.
I'm gonna pop one of these bags. So
Get in.
What?
Get in the box, Henna. Get in the box for the last.
Oh, I thought this was you!
Bro, what are you doing? Alright, I have a purple pump and a fucking purple scar.
Does anyone have 4 extra parts? Candle?
Nope.
Hannah might have some left over.
I have 2, actually.
Okay, I'll just hold them.
Yeah.
Yo, I thought this AI was Carly. I was like, yeah, what, dude?
We gotta go.
Yeah, chill.
Saw me falling down the mountain.
You know where you going? I was gonna go the other way, but fuck, I can't build. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Fuck. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry. Don't watch.
She beaming people now. Fuck.
Please let me up. Who's shooting?
We're getting shot at.
Behind us.
No idea.
Behind us,
Where
just keep
from?
going then. I don't know.
East.
Oh my god, a llama!
Holy, do you have your harpoon still?
Nope. There's a harpoon at that
There's
chest
one
though.
up here. Yeah. I'm dropping my med kit.
Half pot, minis.
I can hear you have.
2 half pots. Can I drink one?
I have half
go
pot
ahead.
too.
Wait.
Take them. Flopper.
Wait.
I only carry one.
You guys can't hear Maddie hear that. Alright, keep. I have max mats.
I was gonna say,
There's
I'm
a
about
flopper
that
in
max.
You have max mats?
I had a llama.
I'm about that max break, so.
I'm just
Can
kidding.
you
I'm
carry
9.
the flopper?
I'm
Do you carry
9.
the flopper?
Yeah. Throw it at me.
Say, I can carry some too. I have 4 freaking shield mushrooms.
Yo, let me eat that.
Yeah,
I
I
have
know.
6
I'm about to drop
grenades
these
and
minis.
6
I have so many minis. Who's carrying
I have
shield?
6. I have 6
I have
minis.
6 bags, or 3 bags.
Here,
Okay, I'm dropping these.
here, Hannah, take this.
There's more grenades here.
Oh fuck, needs, huh? Who's carrying?
All
Gen
right.
G's team. Oh, sorry that.
Oh, I was just excited. We're getting back to the action right now. Let's talk about this Gen G team real fast.
Again, just the communication coming out of that team, asking who has minis, where like who has full mats, preparing for the mid game. That's we talked about it. It's not just about mechanics, game sense. It's also about communication, especially when you're playing in squads.
Let's. My eye got drawn to Maddie's stinkfish that she is holding on to right now. You can see that Hannah is pretty well equipped with some floppers as well. Which is gonna be really helpful there. You got a couple of minis, and oh no, there's some good shots now coming in on a squad that is entering in from the southeast.
Yeah, they kind of just took a few shots there. They're making sure that they take those shield mushrooms so that they're at full health. But they kind of pulled away from it, which is interesting. It would have been nice to stay on that height, that little hill right there. They know that the zone was rotating in on them, so I feel like they could have gone a few shots, but looks like they're going to go for the mid fights instead. Maybe they think that this is going to be an easier fight to engage in. Although taking some damage right now, Tina Ray's going to have to take a few moments to use one of those minis.
Well, it's good that they're well equipped for that, seeing that they do have a couple of small pots as well, along with the minis. Definitely keeps them in good contention for some of these fights that are about to happen. But as they move into the edge of the zone, I think this is where we're going to start seeing a lot more action, especially as we do see a couple more shots now coming out from Carly.
Good tag there from Carly, and look, we're like barely into zone 3 and they already have purple weapons, they have their shields, they have almost full mats. They are prepared to go into this, and it almost looks like they have an in-game loadout, and we're, like I said, in zone 3. But now moving on over to Caroline right here, tarping up real quick, trying to get this vision on where everyone else is in the game. They actually have a pretty good spot in the middle of the zone. But that also means that there's going to be at least 7 to 8 teams that know they are in the middle of that zone.
Yeah, and you don't know where the actual center of the next couple of zones is going to be either, so you don't want to spend too many resources here. You might have to go on the move, but yeah, seeing the shots come out from the central point of this particular zone, that's a pretty good giveaway that there's a team right there.
Somerset with an elimination. Just grabbing some nice resources. They're kind of staying on the edge of zone so that they know that there's not going to be too many enemy teams that are going to be coming up from behind them. It doesn't even look like they're too fully aware of Melanie's team that's just to the left of them right there. So maybe we're going to see an engagement right now. Hopefully Melanie's team has vision on Alexa and Somerset's team, because they're just kind of jumping, running across without too much protection. But I don't actually know if Huevito and Arlith have noticed them just yet.
We're gonna take a look at what Somerset is up to. Just getting a couple more materials for some of those mats. Ooh!
All right. Grabbing some nice needed items right there. But again, right next to an enemy team, even talking to an NPC right there. I still don't think they notice that they're there just yet. I don't know if they're trying to wait for them or what.
I think that's fine if you're Somerset's team. You don't want to be taking too much damage when you're trying to make your way into the zone. But I like this. Bony Burbs, one of the new parts of the map. I'm really enjoying this so far. I think there's a lot of different architecture to play with, and obviously I think it makes a nice rotation point for this particular game.
Yeah, poor Salty Towers has gone through a lot of identity crises, but Bony Burbs I do appreciate. I agree. I think it's one of the cuter iterations of it. You could see that it's kind of like a makeshift buildings, but they do still represent the original Salty Towers buildings in there. Ooh, we can see in the elimination feed Hannah and Maddie taking down Miss Sweets, Caroline, and Mayuko, and finally wrapping up that team with Maria, grabbing 4 elimination points right there, and also one step closer to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, oh man. I mean, they're already really close though, right? They had 28 points coming in from just game number 1, which nets them 3rd place so far. It's only those top 5 spots that are gonna get you part of that $26,000 prize pool. So every point's gonna matter, and if you can increase your lead, you definitely want to do so. But Kelly, I've noticed that the pacing of this particular game is a little bit different. We're seeing quite a few more teams take engagements a little bit earlier on than we were seeing before, and I think that's just people really feeling the pressure of trying to get into those top 5 spots.
That's what I love to see. I love seeing mid-game fights. This is where the rotations are going on, but it's not the end game, so you can kind of still understand what's going on, because once you get to the end game and you have like 7 tiers of builds, it is so hard to follow the action. But here, these mid-game fights, it's just the perfect amount of visibility, but also like condensed fighting. Anatees taking a look at one of the fallen remains of one of her opponents there, grabbing some purple shotguns, so pretty good pickup right there.
Yeah, I was appreciating in our listening, hearing the pump hype. I think a lot of players are super excited to see that particular weapon come back. But now we're getting a chance to look at Triss and what she and her team are up to, and taking some shots from afar. But yeah, this is where the builds are going to start to become a little bit more vertical rather than horizontal here as we do start to approach this next zone.
Not focusing on Afro right now. Pretty decent loadout. You can see some meat right there as well. So it looks like she was actually able to take down one of those animals that we were talking about. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see that. But look at her weapons right now. You can tell that she was able to grab some decent resources to be able to upgrade them to where they are right now. We got a purple pump shotgun there, and as well as the purple primal rifle. It has less of a fire rate, but more damage compared to the mechanical version of it. So I have to ask you then, would you prefer higher damage and a lower fire rate, or a higher fire rate and lower damage?
You're asking the tough questions. I think for my personal play style, I think I like having the higher fire rate but lower damage. But I'm also not as good as these players that are actually playing in the competition right now, so I bet their answer would be different.
Speaking about good players, Carly taking down another player. Now with 5 eliminations for Genji's team right here.
Yeah.
Tina taking a few shots on that build right there, and it looks like that's going to be Marie's team that's building over there. She's going to do a quick edit to see if she can get any easy shots on them. But it looks like they're doing a pretty good job staying walled up.
Well, now that the tree is gone, now you've got nice sight lines, especially through that window that Tina was able to edit. And oh boy, now as the storm moves just a little bit closer, I think a lot of these teams on the edge might start to panic a little bit. You know, not being in the center means that you don't have nearly as much time to set up for some of these other fights, but doesn't mean their rotations can't still be good.
Ooh, but look at that tower being built up right now. You can see that Genji's team is there, but it's actually Moxie's team that has height right now. But I'm sure that is possibly going to be contended real soon as Genji's team slowly starts to climb up. They actually seem to favor the mid ground right now. High ground, you do have all eyes on you. In the mid ground, you're still able to look down on that low ground and grab a few shots.
High ground advantage going to be very important, as we noticed that it was for, well, it wasn't as important in that first game because it really did end up being a heal off, but it was so important in order to kind of outlast some of that incoming fire damage that we were really seeing from the rest of the squads. But take a look now at where some of these teams are going to start to rotate as that storm eye shrinks. Some of them needing to take this, you know, these create their own paths and create their own tunnels to be able to make it to the epicenter.
Oh no, Saki Ann here. We just got to take a quick look at her, and with those smart builds, she's able to run out of danger just for a moment. But we can see endgame really starting to roll around right now. As Necro said earlier, the builds go from horizontal to vertical. Somerset decent heals, just as we saw from before, but only 3 floppers compared to who even remembers how many cabbages she had before. Not as safe of a heal-off loadout than we saw earlier.
Might not come to that though, honestly. I'm kind of looking at how we went from 16 to 12 squads pretty fast in these last couple of moments, and ever still, as the Storm Eye continues to shrink, we are seeing some of those eliminations and some of those downs come up in the elimination feed. But yeah, these builds are gonna start getting a little bit harder, especially when nobody really wants to allow you to get set up here.
Oh, you see those purple lightning bolts? They are below the threshold needed for that storm surge. That's why they're so desperately taking shots, even though they're not in an advantage point. They have to get those shots if they want storm surge to stop. And in fact, with how many fights are going on right now, they're actually getting even more below storm surge. So it's not looking good for Haley's team right now. One player down. Pixie's gonna try and bring her up, but she actually goes down herself. Sophie Ann and Haley now the only 2 members that remain from that team. Still, though, 12 above. Okay, so they just barely make it out of the threshold, but now they're below again. There's too many people alive. Some players are going to have to go down if this team does not want to have to deal with the storm surge anymore.
Yeah, I think this tells us that these teams are really playing for those placement points right now, right? Like, you want to try to outlive and outlast your opponents so that you are getting more of those points from getting closer to that victory royale, but that also brings this problem, right? Gotta get below the threshold.
You do. That's why when you have an uncontested spot, that might look nice, but if you don't face anyone, when you get to the 6th zone, by then you're 300 damage below, and then you desperately have to put yourself in a risky position with so many teams watching you, probably in similar positions, trying to get those storm surge tags. So, Sparkles goes down real quick. 2 members remaining, but with Viancey's 6 floppers, hopefully she's able to turn it around. She seems to be on the low ground in a safe spot right now. Going to be consuming those floppers real quick to bring her health up, but it looks like Quavita is actually going to be trying to join that build. Viancey's doing a good job holding her out right now. Only 92 HP. She hasn't even taken a shield fist just yet, but now she is just on the edge of the storm, and just like that, Viancey is down.
Yeah, Viancey goes down to Kelsey. Team Kelsey, again, one of those play-in teams that we got a chance to see earn their way into the main event today, and is sitting at 5th place right now with 22 points. It's still a tight race, Kelly, but it's going to become even tighter now as we see the Storm Eye continue to shrink, but now take a look at who does actually have the high ground advantage. It's still going to be Team Bumble.
We just saw Angel go down, but she and her team went down with, I believe, 9 eliminations. So although they didn't grab those much-needed placement points, I'm sure those 9 points from eliminations are definitely going to be helping them. But Alexa now taking the role of the heel lock with only 1 flopper remaining. I don't know if it's going to be enough. The rest of her team is down. It looks like she's playing ever so passively. I don't know why she didn't take a shot there, but it's a little too late. 2nd place is still really good, but it's going to be Moxie with the heal-offs that's able to save her from that attack.
2 games in a row. We're going down to some heal-offs at the very end, and that again tells us how important and how valued we're really seeing teams actually look at those placement points.
The one thing that I think I want to see the teams change is that we've seen 1 harpoon gun, and it was at the start, and it was kind of just used like haphazardly. A lot of these top teams need to have harpoon guns for this end-game fight. You can see how valuable resources, whether it's heals or ammo or builds, get dropped when you eliminate a player. But when you drop them down, 15, 20 meters away, you can't just run up and grab it. A harpoon gun will help you, though, grab those items safely, and it allows you to kind of rotate into that end-game Necra.
I agree with that. I think that a harpoon gun could be just the right tool for success for some of these teams. Especially when you talk about the distance, when you're taking some maybe more mid-range damage, able to get those shots. Yeah, I definitely think that a harpoon gun might be the way to go.
Yeah, and now that we don't have snipers anymore, it seems like that sweet spot is going to be in the mid-range right now, but those that have height, because that sniper is gone, just going to be that much more valuable. Everyone, game number 3 out of 5 is going to be starting for the EFUSE featuring Fortnite Get Part 5, if I got that title right. But we're going to be taking a quick break, but when we get back, game number 3, so don't go anywhere.
Hi, Hallie. Hi, Sophia. My name's Mary Claire, and I'm the CEO of an organisation called Women in Games. And I saw that you applied for the Women in Games EFUSE scholarship.
It's really nice to meet you. A community night where they kind of walked you through creating a profile on EFUSE, and then ever since I created a profile, I just kind of looked through the opportunities, and I stumbled upon that scholarship one day. I saw it was just something that applied to me.
I'm so pleased to be able to speak to you. So I've got some good news for you. You have been awarded a scholarship, and you've won $1,000.
I have? Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
And there were a lot of really great applicants. So you should be really proud that you received this scholarship. So well done.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Because honestly, I saw the amount of applicants, and I was just like, It's just really encouraging to hear that. And of course, the money always helps. But yeah, it's kind of a good motivation booster. This scholarship is really going to help me out. So it was a no-brainer to go for it.
I did want to just ask you something else about your brother. He's obviously had influence on you. What do you think he will think about this, the fact that you've won this scholarship?
I think he would be really proud, because he's definitely he's always been there throughout my whole gaming journey, and I still ask him advice about games and like how to do things all the time. Like, he's always the person I'm asking and looking up to.
Your sister is one of your biggest mentors.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna tell my sisters. They're the ones I've been talking to the entire time about the interview, and so yeah, I just can't wait to tell them. It was like, it went really well.
Welcome everyone to the Women of the eRena Part 5 main event featuring Fortnite. I am your host, Kelly Link. Joining me here, we have Necra, and we just finished game number 2 of our 5-game series. Necra, how you feeling so far after watching those games?
I'm feeling so good, Kelly. Honestly, wasn't expecting either of those games to go to a heal off at the end, but honestly, just knowing what these players are playing for, it makes sense.
Yes, I completely agree. We know that eliminations are only 1 point each, so this is a very placement-heavy format that we're seeing here. And we all know that when it comes down to the end game, what better way to get placement points than by having a bunch of floppers and healing off?
Or cabbages. Floppers,
yes.
Cabbages, making sure that you do have those healing items in order to make sure you're nice and healthy for the end game. We're seeing lots and lots of damage come through from these teams, though, which means that they're using up a lot of those resources pretty quickly. So might need to rethink some of the traditional strategies that these squads use to get to the end game to outlast the end game.
Yeah, we got to watch a team in game number 2 there struggle with Storm Surge for what felt like 5 minutes straight. And we got to see them kind of teeter around being above and below. But when you have these uncontested drop spots, it feels like you can get a really good loadout. You're feeling good. Maybe you're going to get placement points. But then by zone 5, you have Storm Surge, you have no one to fight, and then it's a giant lightning bolt that's going to be hitting you every 10 seconds doing damage until you're able to find some quick tags on your enemies.
I always thought that when lightning struck twice, it was a good thing. but not in this scenario, and that's something that these players are going to need to be cognizant of in terms of just, again, how to make sure that they are lasting to the actual end game, which seems to be a heal off for a lot of these teams. So you want to make sure you have your healing resources, that you're using shields liberally during the beginning parts of the game, and then maybe just make sure you have a couple extra stacks just in case. That's where it comes down to in the very, very end.
No, I love that you say that, Necra, that lightning that strikes twice is supposed to be lucky, but lightning striking you 8 to 9 to 10 times, I don't think that's very lucky. In fact, I think that there's something very unlucky about you.
Yeah.
But lucky for us, everyone, we're going to be hopping into game number 3 real soon. We have some incredible teams that I want to be talking about. The team that got the first victory royale, it is Somerset's team. Of course, they had an incredible performance. And Necra, correct me if I'm wrong, they actually got second place out of that game number 2.
I think so. If not second, they were way up there in terms of the standings for that second drop. And that's a great thing when we've been saying all along that these placement points heavily matter and influence your overall standings. Top 5 teams, the only ones that are going to get a piece of that $26,000 prize pool. So every game matters, every elimination matters, and of course, you want to get those victory royales.
Of course, and everyone, we will break down to you the points after game number 2 in just a few moments. We're making sure that our admins are grabbing the right stats so that we can make sure that we give you the proper information. But after game number 1, it was Somerset's team in first place with 33 points, EFUSE's team with 31, Bumble's team, which we all know is Gen G's team, in 28th, and then the 2 winners from our play-ins, Sophie Ann's team in 4th, and then Kelsey's team in 5th place. So once we get those stats from game number 2, we will be updating you guys as soon as possible.
You know what really excites me though, Kelly, is the fact that we are seeing these play-in squads that had little experience to no experience actually playing together perform as well as they are. You know, we were talking a little bit as a team before we jumped into the broadcast today. Who do we think the favorites are? And I was saying, you can't count out these play-in teams. Despite their lack of experience playing together, they make up for that a lot with their mechanical skill and their game sense.
Yeah, you know, there's so much that goes into being a top Fortnite player, but also playing with teams, it goes beyond just what are your mechanics, what is your game sense. You have to be able to communicate. You kind of have to respect your role. If you're the fragger role, the IGL, maybe you're support, or maybe you're just tarping and not kind of stepping on each other's toes. That definitely is important. And that's so difficult when you're kind of just a new team learning these roles right from the get-go. So I love to see it, and I love to see the fact that the play-in teams are competing with the best of the very best right now, like Maddie's team and, of course, Gen G's team.
Mm-hmm. I think those are kind of the favorites, and it makes a lot of sense also given the at least one sample size that we have from game number 1 to see where some of these teams do stack up against each other. But it's still anybody's game. We've only played 2 games so far. We still have 3 more to go, and that's so exciting, especially when we still have other aspects of Season 6 mechanics to take a look at. Maybe more teams at this point in time will get a little bit more comfortable doing some hunting, finding those beasts.
I'm so glad you said that, because I'm going to be so upset if we don't see a single wolf in this game. And also, we haven't seen any chicken gliders. Hello, my last name is Link. I am contractually obligated to see anything that's related to Zelda. So we have to see this, guys. I want to see some boars. I want to see wolves. I want to see chickens. But I don't think we've really seen too much of any of them.
No, and if we have, you know, we actually, I guess, yeah, have seen some teams that have taken some action when it comes to those specific mechanics of Season 6. Like, we did see some meat, which we also saw some primal weapons being built up, which means that they are getting animal bones. We just haven't gotten a chance to see the action yet, and maybe we will in these next 3 games. Still lots of action to come.
Ooh, speaking of action and starting it all off, I'm wondering if that Dirty Docks contention is going to have a solution, because we did see Turnt Daisy's team unfortunately go down off of drop, because we saw them go up against MVZ. We saw them both tweet it out, hey, this is where I'm landing. You know, I'm going to try and alpha this spot. And unfortunately, it wasn't Daisy's team that did the alphaing. It was MVZ's team that did it.
Well, you know, Kelly, And this pun is intended. Are we gonna see that game of chicken continue to unfold during this? I'm sorry. That was probably the worst one I've ever done.
That was wonderful. Listen, we're waiting for game number 3, so anything is possible right now, chat. We can say any good puns or bad puns as well.
That one was pretty bad. Please.
No, that was a one. I love that. I'm so excited for all the why did the chicken cross the zone like memes that are gonna come out. You know that's gonna happen.
Exactly. Speaking of dirty docks, though, Kelly, I think there are also a lot of other places that are going to be pretty heavily contested. We got a chance to see, like, Craggy Cliffs was one of those. We also saw a couple of teams that were dropping Sweaty. So I think that's going to be another place that a lot of people are going to look at as just a potential drop zone. But I do wonder, as time goes on and as we continue to progress through these games, legitimately, are we going to see teams stick to their guns, stick to their game plan, and stay strong-willed on those spots that they want to drop? Or are we going to see teams start to switch it up a little bit? Getting a chance to talk to some of our play-in teams, they had a really clear game plan of how they wanted to rotate. Speaking of, like, going Slurpy Swamp and then going maybe to now Weeping Woods and just kind of getting a chance to see where the story takes them. But Kelly, I'm getting word we got an update. We have some points to talk about before we get into this third drop.
Ooh, and those points are so close. How about we do it back and forth? In 5th place right now, it's Team Malibu with 48 points.
In spot number 4, we've got Team Kelsey, our number 1 play-in team with 51 points.
We were just talking about them. In 3rd place, it's MPZ with 57 points.
And in 2nd, Team Bumble with 60 points.
So you know who's going to be in 1st, but only by a 1-point difference. In 1st place, 61 points, it is Somerset's team. And of course, that's going to be Maddie NF, Somerset, Alexa Plays, and Zunday having an incredible performance. They are making sure that they have all of their avenues planned out. They're not only good at engagements and box fights and rotates, but they're also good at that in-game heal-off if that's what it comes down to. And I saw someone in chat saying, I think all 5 games are going to come down to a heal-off. And you know what? That's very well possible, everyone. But game number 3, we're going to be fine. I know I did 4, but I meant 3. We're going to be finding that out real soon if it's going to come down to another heal off in just a few moments, everyone. We're making sure that all of our players are loaded in and ready to go, and it looks like that battle bus is going to be ready in about 30 seconds. So Necra, we already talked about it. I want to see more animals. What do you want to see more of in this next game?
I want to see those boots, Kelly. Okay, yes. Look. I know, chat. I know the boots are probably a figment of my imagination, a dream, and out of reach maybe for this specific tournament. But I'd love to see if a team does decide to take a risk. Maybe it's the last game of the day and you're trying to go for a different strategy or something like that. Maybe we get a chance to see the boots in action. That would be really, really cool.
I mean, we have to at least once. We already got to see the center spire and what we got to. It wasn't really the boots that came into play. Instead, it's what you said, using the natural environment for height, and Somerset's team doing that perfectly. And we're going to see if they're going to do something perfectly again, everyone, because game number 3 is ready here. Everyone, it's Women of the eRena Part 5 featuring Fortnite. And now take a quick look at this beautiful new map.
I love this cinematic. It just looks so cool to be able to see what everybody is kind of looking at, playing around with for Season 6 and what this map gets to offer. But let's go ahead and take a look at Gnaw here. Gnaw, a part of Team Kelsey, who is in 4th place right now, our number 1 team coming in from the play-ins. They're going to be doing their drop shortly. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Cozy. Cozy now taking their way over to their drop zone.
Looks like it's going to be around Sweaty Sands, but it doesn't look like they're going to be dropping there because I think that they see, Angel's team dropping Sweaty Sands instead. So maybe they're going to be shifting their drop spot just a little bit, and that's what you love to see. On the fly changes there. Also some visibility on where those teams are going to be just in case they need to rotate. Now, taking a quick look back at Gnaw there with Slurpy Swamp, talking to one of the NPCs, as you guys know, those very valuable bars that you can find throughout the map by breaking down items. You can use those to trade in for, or as quests as well, to get some upgraded unique weapons.
Those weapons still going to be an integral part to your game plan if you decide to go in that direction. But something that I really like about Slurpy Swamps, of course, as we switch perspectives now over to Somerset's team and seeing what they're up to, is the barrels, Kelly. I mean, what better way to make sure that you've got your shields up than hitting some of those chug barrels?
And the way that they're doing it too, where all 4 of them hit it so that they make sure that all 4 of them get those shields, that right there is ultimate teamwork. Although I think we missed one person there. Yes, it does look like Maddie and F unfortunately missed one of those barrels. But incredible teamwork right there. All 4 players able to essentially get full shields by coordinating that.
Yeah, that's really great. Oh, look at this. Anna Marie taking the cabbage.
So many cabbages. You think that's too many well, how could you eat? Trust me. In Fortnite, you want the cabbages.
Yes. Still though, even a purple bow, that's not enough. It's not good enough for some of these players to take the bow. So I think we're seeing a divergence of strategies there when it comes to whether or not that bow is going to be a part of your game plan or not.
I think when it comes to the upgraded bow, it's not just like, oh, look, it's a purple bow. That means it does more damage. I want this. They're looking for that utility, and maybe that wasn't the utility that they wanted, whether that's going to be the shockwave utility, the stink bow, or the fire bow. So maybe it was a different bow than what they wanted.
Yeah, I definitely think that you're right about that. Just making sure that you have the basic components. I feel like that might be even more valuable in this particular season, so that you can upgrade and find the utility that you're looking for. That's for sure.
Yeah, but to be fair though, taking a look at like our top 5 teams, not many of them, even with the upgraded bows, are, you know, choosing to use them. They're sticking to their shotguns, their ARs, and then of course having those healing items as well. So yeah, it's interesting to see that they're not really opting in to use the bows right now.
Yeah, that's okay though. I'll let it slide. maybe when the season progresses, we might see a little bit more of the bow usage. But I think also in a competition like this, when you know that there's a lot on the line, you're still gonna stick to what you know more than what you don't.
Ooh, Angel just steps out for a quick breath, you know, and getting the fresh air, and then gets shot in the face. We of course can see that there is another team in Sweaty Sands. Looks like they're possibly going to converge on each other. No, instead, it looks like actually Yessie's team is going to slowly rotate towards the zone, but not without Angel taking the few shots with the bow. As you can see, they're kind of acting as a sniper, but are they able to get a shot on them?
Yeah, Sophie and her squad right now, the second team coming in from the play-ins, are definitely trying to contest this right now.
Ooh, you can see though, Queen, Uncivil Queen, kind of on her own a little bit. Yessie was starting to rotate onto her, but I do appreciate what Kavoy is doing right now, slowly rotating over to Uncivil Queen so that she doesn't get caught out 4v1. But this is interesting that we're seeing right now. In fact, Haley's team is kind of playing this aggressive defense right now where they know that Kavoy's team has to essentially pass them if they want to make it into zone. So instead, they're holding off, they're walling them, and they're saying, if you want to get to zone, you're going to have to get through us.
I love that very much. Oh, look at this though. Here's one way to get around it. Maybe just take a car, take a drive, just go the other direction and just get away from the action.
Yes! No, that is awesome. I love to see it. What a smart response to them being so aggressive.
I love it. Not everybody's gonna be able to get to the car though, so we will see Angel right now having to swim their way to safety. But I think that what we were seeing just from the overhead view was, yeah, now as we can see from Kavoy's perspective, that they are, Sophie Ann and her team are really trying to move on this.
Oh, yeah, you can see they're trying to box up right now, and they have barely any mats, or at least Vanessa doesn't right now, so she's definitely going to be running into some issues. But she actually takes down Sophie Ann, but Vanessa going down herself. Are her teammates going to be able to engage now? It's a 3v3. Kavoy trying to take height, get some good vision on them.
Ooh, but this is where you can see those shotguns are going to be so impactful as you get into close quarters.
Yeah, Angel now with the purple pump trying to take some good shots onto her opponents. And now I think it's a 2v3, so they're gonna have to do something a little different if they want to save their teammates right now. Just trying to take high. Uncivil Queen taking some shots down. Haley now knocked down. 2 members remaining now for Angel and Uncivil Queen. Is she gonna be able? Yes, she gets the knockdown on Aya Pixie now.
And now here's the knock. See if the follow-up's gonna happen just yet. I believe there's only one remaining. It's just Yessie, I think, that's left alive and with health remaining, but that's it. The squad is eliminated.
And just in time, too, the storm does come over them. Uncivil Queen and Angel. Angel was pretty low there. Hopefully she was able to grab some heals. I mean, 6 players just went down there. At least one of them had to have some kind of heals. So I'm going to be, I can imagine that those 2 players going to be able to make it through. The storm's not going to do too much damage to them just yet. And that was a pretty good engagement there. I love the placement that we got to see. One team kind of bullying the other, and the other one said, well, you know what? I have a car, I can rotate, and then we can re-engage.
Yeah, I really, really like the strategy of the disengage that we saw with the car, just trying to get away. And also, it really forced Sophie Ann's team to consider whether or not they want to take that high-risk, high-reward engagement, which was just to try to bring the fight to them. So I think that worked out really, really well for the team, Kavoy's team, that was able to actually win that engagement. But now we're just going to go ahead and get a nice check-in on what some of the other teams are doing. We are going over to the Bony Burbs right now, and we're just kind of getting a look at, you know, what teams have been here, what teams are gonna be moving on, and just trying to rotate into the zone.
Yeah, they're pretty much on edge zone right now. I think that they know that there's going to be some opponents coming from that west side. I'm not too certain if they see the enemy team that's to the north of them. But a pretty safe spot right now, and that's why they're kind of just playing a little passively. They're grabbing their resources.
Well, we've got, now that we are entering into the second zone, we've got our listening ready to go. So let's go ahead and check in on one of these teams.
Okay, I want to try to get there. What are your mats?
6, 5,
4, 3, 3, 4, 1. Almost 3, 5, 1.
Thank you, JC.
There's kids on this hill.
Yeah, there's people looking at Caroline. They're on top of the hill,
swim?
too.
Just swim.
They're trying to tag me.
Yeah, let's just get to the water and get down.
Oh, headshot. This is funny.
Is it fun?
Last game, we literally got... You remember how you'd, like... You'd throw the nades, like, you'd throw it at, like, from 600 meters or whatever?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Well, that's what happened to us last game.
You're in conference, right?
No. Or yeah, but it's not arena.
Over here?
Come to Risky, if you can, with me and Miss Sweets. They're gonna follow us there for sure.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't know.
Maybe we can dip with the car, actually.
Are they chasing? They aren't, right?
Here, get in.
I don't think they'd chase.
I don't think so. They were just shooting at the
they're
car.
still sitting there.
Thank you for the gifted sub, Chris. So do I get out?
Yeah,
we can keep it with us in case.
Yeah, let's just walk. Because I still need to farm stuff. What about on this hill? Oh, that one?
Are you still carrying a bow? There's a blue one here. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a shockwave, bro.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like,
I have 31 shockwaves in the bow. Like the arrows are shocks.
Wait, what is that? Is that a chicken?
Oh yeah, you can fly with them.
Wait!
Oh shit, you're right. I didn't even realize how far
There's
they
kids
were.
up here. We can't go there. There's kids.
Oh! Oh shit!
I'm shooting at them. I'm looking back for you guys. Maybe we just chill at Risky.
I'm just gonna send this brick right here.
What about this hill right
There's-
here? Is
there's
that like a bad place to be?
I just
What
want to be
the
centered.
fuck? Oh, yo, yo, yo,
it's
people in
hard.
Risky, people are Risky. Try to look at me, guys, if you can.
Are you good?
I don't. Why is the ground shaking? What is
They're
that?
not. A car exploded.
That's what happens when a car explodes this season?
Yeah, okay, good, we're center.
There's a big pot right here. Oh wait, I need to take it actually. There. A harpoon.
Welcome back, everyone. Hello, Kelly Link here, joined by Necra, as we take a look at game number 3 of the Women of the eRena Part 5, featuring Fortnite.
Kelly, I got excited. I think I heard something about a shockwave bow that one of these teams might be using, so I am pretty excited to see that some of these players are actively taking a risk and trying out these new weapons that are in the game.
Yeah, the shockwave bow kind of operates like a less powerful shockwave launcher, and I'm excited to see if they're going to be using it aggressively or defensively, using it to allow them to rotate to the zone faster, or maybe knocking away some opponents that are encroaching on their box.
Yeah, I really am excited to see what happens in the late game. I still think that it's a little bit of a weapon that you're gonna want to take some time to get used to. So if you're not super comfortable with it, then definitely don't use it as a part of your strategy. But take a look at Maria right now, trying to get away from shots and editing as fast as possible to get away safely. But it's gonna be, I think, a bit of a tall order right now, as Maria does not have any shields left and also doesn't have time at the moment to try to refresh those shields.
Oh man, Maria might be trying to get away safely, but that's not the case for two of her teammates, Caroline and Mayuko, going down to, of course, Gen G. Not too much of a surprise right there. But now, you know, they're trying to gather themselves a little bit, reform, and then hopefully go back out there and not get eliminated.
Have those big pots gotten bigger? Or is that...
you know what? Yes. They haven't, but they definitely looked way bigger there.
I was like, wow, that's really a big pot. That's awesome. That's really great to see that they finally have reprieve to be able to refresh those shields and get back into the action before the Gen G squad moves in on them. But as we take a look at Somerset's team with Maddie NF and Alexa and Sunday, they're just making a move across the water right now. And yeah, this is going to be a great position for them to be in, but also a very risky position for them to be in. They do not have the high ground advantage right now, so they're going to want to make sure that they build the appropriate structures in order to keep themselves safe.
You know what I appreciate, though? They might be in the middle. A lot of eyes could be on them. So I appreciate that they're actually not taking the high ground right now. In fact, they're kind of up against this wall so that no one can kind of flank them.
Yeah.
So although they're playing a bit passively, I think this is a very smart position that we're seeing out of Zunday, Alexa, Maddie, and Summer.
Yeah, and you know, on top of that, Kelly, I'm also recognizing that they might not have any sightlines on them specifically at that specific vantage point. So I think that's also a great way for them to just kind of stay out of the line of sight, make sure that they're getting to the end game, because right now Somerset's team is in the top spot. They've got 61 points. They are the front runners right now, and every team is definitely looking in their direction to try to take them out so that they can have a shot at the top 5.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, there is a big target now on their back, being the top team coming out of there. But they also now know that, hey, this is Somerset's team. They're pretty good. Maybe
That's
we
true.
should try to engage them.
That it could be a double-edged sword, that's for sure. On the one hand, you know, hey, they're the top team, gotta take them out of the running, but also they're the top team. Maybe we shouldn't try to take them out of the running. I like that.
Ooh, look at what Malibu has. Is that? It is the RPG. So beautiful, so terrifying. And look at that. What a beautiful. Was that the bouncer arrow? Oh, I think we actually got to watch it. Finally, a bouncer arrow with an RPG. I can only imagine the devastation that can rain from above. But now, devastation reigns above Malibu. She I doubt that she's going to be using her RPG right now. Instead, just trying to box up, get a good position, and waiting for the rest of her team to join her.
Yeah, look at the height that she's trying to take right now. But wow, there's quite a few teams here. Is that 3 teams at least? I think I'm seeing in this particular location.
Yeah, that is a scary position to be in. Sharing this tower with another team is one thing, but sharing it with 2 teams, well, that is putting you into a risky position.
Yeah, but if anything I've seen so far, I feel like I've seen Malibu and I've seen Moxie in the elimination feed for these first 2 games, so I think that they're going to be fine having to deal with a little bit of contention on this tower.
Ooh, Alexa taking down Maria, though, and I do agree, Els already has 3 eliminations herself, so kind of the rest of her team just has to make sure that she has the right items. Ooh, the RPG does come out. Is she taking a shot? Yes, she does. Doesn't hit, though. It takes down a few builds, but I don't think it takes down any opponent. But what a great shot from Malibu.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone had been standing right there, that would have opened up the opportunity to be able to take out a couple members of that team. Fortunately for the team that was being fired upon, they were not in the line of sight once that building opened up, but there were some quick edits there. You can see to rebuild that structure very, very quickly.
They may not have been in the line of sight before, but now lots of sights are going to be focused on the teams that are below the threshold. You saw it there, the Purple Thunder or Lightning striking down onto Arlith, who is just 2 of 4 members still alive. She does have 4 floppers there, but she has to take this engagement. Actually knocks someone down, but unfortunately gets knocked down herself. And with those 6 floppers, I'm sure the team that took her down are going to have a nice payday out of that engagement.
Yeah, healing items, as you know, we've been talking about, are going to be so important, especially if it does come down to a heal off for these last 3 games of the day, like they have been for the first 2. Yeah, and hey, who knows? Maybe somebody does have a harpoon gun to snatch those from afar, right, Kelly?
It is quite possible indeed, but look at this team right here.
Oh,
there is
man.
so much action going on above them, and they said, you know what, we're just gonna chill here. We're gonna play a bit passively. The rest of you, go on, get your elimination points. We'll collect those placements.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna want a mixture of both, right? Yes, you are heavily rewarded for getting a chance to get that first place, that victory royale, but the points drop off pretty dramatically once you start getting down to 3rd place, 5th place, 7th place, and of course last place. So the elimination points are going to matter a lot in order to maybe get you over that threshold, especially when it's a tight race so far for those top 5 spots.
Ooh, tight race indeed. Only a few points that separate 1st, 2nd, and 3rd right now. But Angel, taking a quick look, has 2 eliminations. Uncivil Queen, 2 eliminations as well. But there are only 3 members that remain for this team right here. And they're going to be sticking to the low ground. Low ground might not be as safe as the high ground, where you're able to grab those much-needed eliminations. But with it only being Zone 6, they don't seem to be pushed too much in contention with the rest of everyone else. Taking a look at the Elim feed, though, so many players are being dropped right now. But what we're actually watching is this team kind of sharing their resources, their builds, so that if they do go down, they're able to still be able to, like, place themselves into a safe position. But now, focusing on Chloe Fishy, her team with 5 eliminations.
Ooh, boy. All right, so Chloe and Reddish, 2 players that I'm pretty familiar with from being able to watch them from the last women of the eRena. Seeing them in this position right now when there's only 10 squads left is definitely a good sight to see if you are a Reddish fan and, of course, a Momo, Lisa, and Chloe fan. So for this particular team, you know, seeing them, that they're really, really good at building, they're really good at their communication. Unfortunately, they don't have the high ground advantage right now, so Chloe is going to go down.
Chloe is down, and it looks like Hey Hi Hello is going to go in for that elimination, but unfortunately, Until the Queen actually is able to take them down. Liv Pugs Cloud as them is able to take down Hey Hi Hello there. So many players going down right now. Until the Queen, the only player that remains for her team, but she goes down as well. That is going to be 5 eliminations for that team. Kenzie now taking a quick look on mid ground. It actually looked, was that a Storm Surge tag on them? That can't be. It was. Storm Surge is active, but I think now they're in a safe position.
I was also watching a little bit of that fight, and if you blinked, you would have missed it. But Gen G getting in on the action a little bit there and third partying, just able to clean up one of those eliminations to net them yet another elimination point. But this is where the going gets tough, right, Kelly? We're in the end game now. We're gonna see a lot of verticality here, and maybe even get a heal off at the very, very end.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a heal off, and you can see in Kenzie's loadout, she does have 4 floppers there. That's pretty good, but it might not be enough. But it's still Zone 7. Anything can happen right now, and it looks like they're going to be trying to revive Afra, who've fallen down 3 elimination points for this team right here.
Afra's able to get up, though, which is a good sign for the end game. Oh, look at this. This is the new Laura... Is this the new Laura Croft skin?
I think it is.
Oh, very nice. Look at the squad. Everybody color coordinated today in their squads. I like it.
Also, this is kind of like being in the eye of the storm, no pun intended, but a lot of these teams taking this moment to kind of, you know, bring back up fallen members, adjust their resources so that everyone is ready to go into the final zone right now. But that action is going to be picking up. The wall of the eye is going to start closing in on them, and we're not going to have a lull in the action anymore. 7 teams still remain in the 8th zone, and that is going to be dramatically dropping down. Speaking of dropping down, we have Gen G on height right now, trying to take shots on those below them. And it looks like Liv Pegs is going to be sitting in the mid ground right now.
Just a little bit in the mid ground here. Kind of seeing whether or not they can find an opening above or below them to be able to take some shots. But yeah, Gen G with the height, they're going to be able to fire shots from above onto their opposition. And Tina right now being very, very accurate in order to really scare the opponents below them.
Whew, look at that loadout. Look at those eliminations. 9 eliminations each, and there's still 23 players remaining in the competition. Also love to see it. The mechanical shockwave bow, we heard them talking about it. 27 arrows means that you have 27 little shockwave blasts there that you can use defensively or aggressively. But right now, sticking to the SMG, Tina shifting her focus onto those trying to take height from them. And it looks like Maddie actually is almost down.
Maddie is, able to get some health, but unfortunately they are going to go down here, and with 5 squads left. Storm Eye completely gone. Now this is where the going gets tough. You really want to make sure you have those resources so you can preserve those shields as long as possible for the actual gun fights that are going to happen.
Look at what's happening. No one's fighting. Everyone is just slowly accepting their fate, hoping that they have more floppers than anyone else. Hannah, one of the only members remaining of Gen G, actually has to now go hunting for eliminations because she has no more heal-offs. We also saw Somerset, but Carly goes down. Somerset wins again! Oh my god. See, everyone, it doesn't matter how many eliminations you have, although incredible 6 elimination victory royale there. It comes down to being prepared, not just having the builds, not just having the loadout, but of course, you need those heals, you need those floppers, and maybe some cabbages to, you know, accompany it.
I love this. Let's go ahead and take a look back at some of the highlights from our 3rd drop of the day. Oh wow, we're already more than halfway done, Kelly. I wasn't expecting it to go by this fast.
Halfway down, but 2 games to go. Anything can happen here, and as these teams do drop, some teams are going to be rising to the top. We get to take a quick look at the action here from Fishy's team, who had 5 eliminations pretty early on, but Triss trying to steal height from Gen G, actually dropping down in that engagement right there. Tina Rez with 4 eliminations. It looked like this was going to be Gen G's game to win, but the heal off is what it came down to once again, and Somerset had that ready in spades.
Wow, this is the 2nd time now. 2nd victory royale for Somerset and her team. And it came down to a heal off both times. But a heal off all 3 games? Can we keep it up, Kelly?
I mean, I think what it it really comes down to is they didn't know if it was going to come to a heel off. They didn't know if it was going to be height that wins, low ground that wins, but they had every avenue kind of ready and prepared to go down to. And when they saw that, hey, it looks like Gen G's team is actually being really aggressive on height, I'm just going to sit in this corner and heal myself. You guys get the 11 points. I'm going to get those much important placement points. Everyone, that was just game 3 out of the 5-game series here of the women of the eRena. Game number 4 is going to be starting real soon, but of course we have a quick break, but don't go anywhere because you're not going to want to miss game number 4.
To a very male-dominated industry. It blew my wig off.
We're in a space that is male-dominated, but that can be true of anything.
Because of people like Rachel and Jess who are so ready and so eager to point out the things that are wrong, I've had a much easier time getting into this industry. And
it's about finding your own voice and then empowering others by truly setting an example.
Necro, I'm so excited to hear that when you came into this industry a couple of years ago that you feel like things aren't as bad as everyone is asking you if they are, you know? Are you experiencing horrible things? You're like, maybe not so much. I hope that is at least in part to the fact that women like Jess and I have been going into green rooms and being like, hey,
you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't think you need to insult someone for any reason. I just don't think that's a thing that needs to be done. I don't think you need to insult anyone for their appearance, their gender identity, the way they present, for any of that.
It's one hand you're stopping the bullshit, and the other hand you're kind of pulling up the people that have traditionally been left out.
I'm a professional Fortnite player for Gen G.
I'm the president of the National Esports Association.
I'm the director of content here at Minnesota Rocker.
I'm head of partnerships at Andbox.
I started out thinking I was going to be a professional gamer. Finding out I wasn't very good at games, but I really love to tell the story of gamers.
I'm co-founder and CEO of Gamers Safer.
I host a segment for GameStop TV.
I lead YouGov's global gaming and esports.
I am a esports caster. That's really a 1-point difference.
I'm a CEO of Gamers.vote.
Am I getting hired because I'm a woman?
You kind of gaslight yourself into thinking that it's something you did wrong.
9 times out of 10, I fall on the coin that I'm damn good at my job, and that's why I'm getting hired.
I love my job.
The question's always about how do we get more women involved? It's not the answer.
It's always been girls gaming, always.
It's all about how do you make women more comfortable?
Comfortable.
Cozy corner of the internet I've carved out.
And series and panels like this are a great idea, great place to start. I know EFUSE in particular.
EFUSE has done a tremendous job with the women's tournaments that they've ran. I've played in them.
Innovation, creativity, comes with diverse ideas and background.
Everyone you will ever meet knows something that you don't.
You've come leaps and bounds.
However, you still need to keep an eye on the reality of it, and the reality of it is that it could be better.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Women of the eRena Part 5 featuring Fortnite. I am your host, Hello Kelly Link, and of course, joining me here once again, it's Necra, and we just got to watch game number 3, which came down to a heel-off once again, the winner going to the way of Somerset's team.
Ooh, now I'm really, really interested in how many points Somerset and Co. were able to grab from the eliminations, from the Victory Royale, the second Victory Royale that they've been able to grab tonight, and just how much of a lead they really do have on the competition now, because before, it was just a 1-point differential between first and second place. What is it going to look like now?
I'm excited to see. I know that we saw Gen G's team have a bunch of eliminations, but they, I think, were in second place. So it really does come down to, is it the eliminations that are going to win, or is it going to be that placement style that's going to win? Somerset clearly focusing on the placement. That's why she had so many floppers there. But Gen G, I think the last that we saw them, they had 9 eliminations. So that right there is going to be 9 points for them at least, including all the placement points that we're going to be getting. And as we know, getting a Victory Royale is great, but consistency is key.
Yeah, consistency is going to at least net you the top 5. And then playing out of your mind is going to be able to get you the lion's share of the prize pool, that $10,000. So that's what people are looking at right now, getting that first place in the standings to take home that $10,000 for the $26,000 prize pool we have.
That's right. Just as Necra said, only the top 5 is going to be walking away with that $26,000 prize pool. So, of course, they're not just fighting to be in top 5. You want to be first, Necra. You want to get that $10,000. That's $2,500 per player there. That's a pretty nice payday for 5 games of Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. And we only have 2 left. Kelly.
That's right. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. But more importantly, I'm so excited that we get to have a competitive look at Season 6, the newest season to Fortnite, which is dubbed Primal. Ooh. And we can see why they've dubbed it that way. We've seen some parts of the map be kind of changed to this Jurassic-looking vibe, as well as the new Primal guns have been added to the game. And of course, we have some wolves and some boars and some stinkfish that have been added as well.
I'm gonna call them blobfish forever. I'm
they
not
look
sorry.
They're clearly blobfish. But I love that, like, you know, they add these, like, primal creatures.
Yeah.
They could have added, like, a barracuda or something, but instead they're like, blobfish. That'll work.
It's the nose. I'm telling you, it was the nose, the fish. I was like, it's gotta be a blobfish. But thank you, chat. Y'all are the best. I hope you all are enjoying the show as much as we are right now. Getting a chance to put it on for you. They are stinkfish. We know that now.
Yeah, stinkfish, much needed for that stink bow. And we actually got to take a quick look. I believe it was the shockwave bow last game. A new bow that you can upgrade. As you guys know, you get makeshift weapons. If you collect a few resources, you're able to upgrade them into a whole slew of things beyond just upgrading them to kind of like a blue version of them. The purple guns, they can be fire bows, they can be launch bows. They have a whole new slew of attributes that they've added to these weapons that you can upgrade yourself.
Yeah. So those mechanical parts gonna be important, as well as those animal bones from those wolves and boars that I'm not convinced are in the game, Kelly. We haven't seen any yet, so
Still. Observers, I understand that you guys want to watch the key gameplay elements. You want to see fights that are going. But if we could just get one wolf, one boar, I will be very happy. That's all I'm asking for. And I just got word in about a minute, everyone will be jumping into game number 4 of the women's of the ERena. We have some incredible teams that have been competing so far. And I want to know in chat right now, who is your favorite team? Who do you think is going to be walking away with the big W? Obviously, I think people can be a bit biased right now to Somerset's team with 2 victory royales.
We were saying at the beginning of the broadcast, Kelly, Somerset and her team were going to be a favorite walking into this competition, as well as Team Bumble, comprised of our Gen G Fortnite players. Both teams putting on a fantastic showing so far, and you know, we got a lot of other amazing personalities that are here as well. Team wow, letters are hard. Team NWHL. We have 2 players from the Buffalo Buttes that are playing tonight who are part of the National Women's Hockey League. That's pretty fun to be able to say.
That's awesome.
Sports and esports, sign me up.
Heck yeah. Love the love, everyone. And I'm seeing some love for Team Somerset. What a surprise. Of course, Alexa part of that team. I'm seeing some love for Team Malibu. Team Bumble making a comeback. That's what I love to see, especially after that incredible game that we got to watch in game number 3 there with all those eliminations they got. If only they had another plan for that heal off, it would have been a victory royale plus those eliminations. But everyone, game number 4, it could go to the way of Team Bumble, or maybe it's going to be a completely new team in a new win condition. We're going to find that all out real soon as our battle bus does get ready to launch.
Before that battle bus launches, we've got a score update for everybody. We have our scores after 3 complete games from the Women of the ERena series. Kelly, let's go back and forth on this one. I'll start with 5th. Oh, a tie for 4th place. We've got Team Matt and Team Kelsey with the 66 points apiece.
We heard the love for them in chat. Team TNA Malibu is going to be in 3rd place right now with 69 points.
We have in second place Team Bumble with 92 points. So where does that leave us, Kelly?
Without a surprise, everyone, Somerset's team is going to be in first place, but again, only by 6 points. That separates first and second place. Team Bumble versus Team Somerset is the focus of the tournament, it looks like. But, you know, a 23-point difference between Team second and third. I still think Team Malibu has a chance of stealing second or first place, Necra.
I agree with that. I think that Team Malibu right now is the team that is the closest at the moment to catching up with Team Bumble or Team Somerset. But 4th, 5th, 6th place, all very contentious right now. We've had Team Kelsey up in the fold for quite a while. They've been in the top 5 ever since the beginning, but, you know, since then, we've seen Team Malibu rise to the occasion. Team Sophie Ann has actually dropped out a little bit, especially from that last game. We saw them go out a little bit early, thanks to that early engagement that we were getting a chance to ski by Sweaty Sands. So, you know, it's going to be a tight race, I think, for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place spots.
Speaking of another team that's dropped out of the top 5, EFUSE, I'm a little surprised to see them drop down. I know that they had 57 points after game number 2, and with 66 points being the tiebreaker for 4th, I'm wondering if they were eliminated on drop. We saw them at Dirty Docks having that contention against Daisy's team. So maybe Daisy's team either found a better way to engage them and won the 50-50, or maybe they said, you know what, we're actually going to leave Dirty Docks. We're not giving you those elimination points or storm surge tags. You guys are going to have to find another solution. So another team dropping out of the top 5 right there. But again, as a quick reminder who our top 5 are right now, first place it's Somerset, second team is Bumble, third it's going to be Malibu, fourth it is Kelsey, and then jumping up, tying for 4th, we have Team Nat.
Yeah, and we're just waiting a couple more minutes to get into the battle bus drop. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a disconnect with one of our teams, and want to make sure that this is a fair and competitive competition. So want to make sure that everybody is in the fold so that we can get underway with our 4th game of the day. But Kelly, I feel like we've seen quite a bit of strategy start to unfold over the course of the last 3 games. Heal off being incredibly important, and also making sure you don't drop hot or contested.
That's very true, everyone. We are making sure that everything is ready to go for our game number 4, but it looks like we are going to be taking a quick break once again, everyone. But when we come back, it's going to be game number 4. Welcome back, everyone, to the Women of the eRena featuring Fortnite Part 5. I'm your host, Hello Kelly Link, and we got Necra here calling all of the action. We've just wrapped up 3 games of our 5-game finals here, and now we're going to be moving on to game number 4 in just a moment. We really do appreciate your patience, everyone. We just want to make sure that all of our players are able to load in and get ready for that battle bus drop.
Now what are we gonna see? We saw some contested drops in game number 3. A couple of teams going to Dirty Docks, a couple of teams going over to Sweaty Sands. Sweaty being my personal favorite drop on the map. Glad that hasn't changed in a little bit. But you know, we also haven't seen too many teams take to the epicenter, the spire. You know, I think a lot of teams so far just have really taken to the outward edges of the map and then tried to rotate in a sort of a spiral fashion inward along the outer wall of the eye. So I think that's been a strategy quite a few teams have implemented to make sure that they last till the end game.
Yeah, I completely agree. Good rotations is a key element to being able to make it into the end game there. But you spoke of the Spire, a new addition to the Season 6 map. I want to see if we're going to see the Spire jump boots. I know we saw someone in chat say earlier, listen, jump boots are kind of cool. They help you be a little bit more mobile, but they're actually not that good for end game. They can be a bit tricky, and I'm imagining if you're jumping around in end game in all these boxes and you kind of just launch yourself up. Yeah, it's this bright beacon. I can understand what they're saying, but hopefully in game number 4, we're going to be seeing those boots launch into action. And if not, then gosh darn it, Necra, I just want to see a wolf, maybe a boar. I'm not too picky.
A chicken? I mean, yeah. Come on. That would be pretty cool too. But I think I'm hearing game is ready. Let's go to game number 4 of the Women of the eRena Part 5 featuring Fortnite and see what is in store for us.
And once again, this beautiful transition of our new fall map smells like autumn in the air. Even though we're kind of hitting spring here in North America, I love to see those autumn leaves and wondering how exactly the map is going to be evolving over the next few seasons, because to go from this desert oasis-y type to this lush forest, it's been a cool change.
See, yeah, we're seeing some of the drops now. We're seeing Volley now going over to our I missed it. I'm sorry, I missed it. Misty Meadows,
it's
excuse
fine.
me. But now look at all the teams dropping a Slurpee.
That is right. 2 teams dropping down on Slurpee Swamp. We have Kelsey's team right here. And it looks like, oh, I couldn't see the name of the other team, but it's definitely going to be some crazy action right now. We saw them do this before, but doing that synchronized destruction of those barrels, allowing the rest of their team to get those much needed shields as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at whether or not we're going to see some action at the moment, but I think that getting... Ooh.
Girly Bella is on her own right now. If they just kind of shifted their focus to the right just a little bit, they might have saw her. Oh, I'm sorry. Girly Bella's a part of their team. Okay, I was wondering. I'm like, why is Girly Bella so close? But she's a part of their team. Woo!
Yeah, good call.
Way better.
Woo. Just want to make sure that everyone's sticking together. But it does look like at the moment the 2 teams are going to separate just a little bit as we do take a look over to Somerset and her team going over to Craggy Cliffs. Now, this was another drop spot that people were talking about being kind of one of the more popular spots, especially because you can go fishing really close by. That's going to be a really huge boon.
Definitely good boons, but the banes are happening right now for Girly Bella, who's being shot at. She does take some damage to her shields, but able to wall up real quick, hopefully protect her and her team. She's got okay weapons. Oh no! Is she able to, with the makeshift, Kels is able to take down Hevster.
That's at least one elimination here, which is going to make this particular fight a 4v3. But at the moment, it kind of feels like backs are a little bit against the wall. Oh, but as they enter down, there's a couple of good knocks there.
Oh man! All right, Shelby's one of 2 members remaining for Hevster's team, and she goes down herself. Bocce has half health. And no ammo on her shotgun. Oh no, she does have the bow, but we know that's more for the long range. She has a pistol. Is she gonna use it? She grabs some ammo for her shotgun right there, but not able to turn it into anything. She's just gonna try and break out of these builds right now, hopefully run away without the enemy team knowing where she's. Oh, is she gonna get it? Is she gonna take them down with a revive? She hears it happening, but a quick wall is able to save Kels' teammate right there. Oh, and Batchy goes down.
Wow, what a good engagement that we got a chance to see early on there. You know, contested drops, they are going to kind of turn into that 50-50. Let's see, Somerset, what are you up to right now? Okay, going over, talking to an NPC, getting some parts.
And look at that, the beautiful harpoon gun. One of my favorites. Shout outs to Clay. Because as we all know, and everyone loves to call this gun the Clay Classic. And something that Season 4 really saw kind of be implemented even more so, because how important height was. Once you grabbed height, you kind of just stuck there, and it was really hard to grab some resources, especially if you have height. You're the one that's going to be building up that tarp all the way at the top. You're going to run out of those mats real quick. So with the harpoon gun, you're able to shoot down on those teams that do get eliminated down below and are able to grab items from far away safely from height.
Just doing a little bit of fishing now, yeah. I like sometimes using the let's see. Oh, okay, take the jelly. Throw the jelly.
Took the jelly in his throat. Oh gosh. All right.
I like it.
I was looking if Da was throwing it in a direction towards her teammates,
I
but
don't think
no,
so.
She just didn't want them in front of her. This is a cool little change that's been added. Nothing super big, but a lot of the bridges in the game have kind of been shifted to this sort of warriors, post-apocalyptic, primal-esque style.
I like it. I'm really digging the aesthetics of this map. You talked about the fall leaves. We're seeing some of the areas of the map change, and I really appreciate the level of detail that's gone into this particular map. It's just really fun to see all the colors come together, and yeah, I love the scheme.
Look at this, Somerset showing why she's able to win those heal-offs, doing a lot of fishing before that second zone rolls around, getting those floppers ready, because once that storm does hit you, you're going to be taking a lot of damage in the end game, and those floppers are able to keep you alive just for a few seconds, but a few seconds is all you need in a heal-off.
Oh. All right. Going back to Maddie and what's happening over there. Somerset also doing some fishing. Yeah, let's see what Maddie's up to here. Yeah, one of the reasons why a lot of people wanted to go Craggy Cliffs here was for the ease of access to fishing and trying to get those floppers, which I feel like are the best catch that you kind of want right now.
Oh yeah, grabbing as many floppers as they can. Now, taking a quick look, moving on over. What team do we have here? Oh, it's still the same team. We're still in Craggy Cliffs. That was just a very dramatic, I like that. That was a very cinematic angle.
I like the fly over there. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, production. I really appreciate those cinematic shots that we're getting, but I think it's about time that we do see Maddie and co move on. Kind of fished a lot over there, but now, yeah, let's take a look at Ares at the moment.
The Primal Flame Bow, as you can see in their second slot right there, kind of acts as a dragon gun that we got to see in the previous season, where it burns things around where you shoot it. So really would love to see a low ground team take this gun, shoot it to the mid to high ground teams, drop them down, and then with a quick pump, able to grab a few eliminations there. But we'll see how this team uses it. Haven't been able to watch too much of Ruby, Ares, Jenny, and Cozy, but excited to see how they play out this game.
Yeah, now switching over to Team Bumble, we are getting a chance to see what these women are up to. And looks like to me that they're just kind of chilling, just getting a little bit of a chance to do some fishing. Ooh, what was that over there?
I don't know. Oh man. So Necra, I know you said that you really like the sand tunneling, and it was a really cool mobility use. But I love this new autumn aesthetic.
I do too. Yeah, you know, you were right. Sand gets everywhere. You go to the beach, it comes back with you. It's like you've gone to the beach for like 3 weeks. It just sticks to you, and then it's in your house, and then you see the sand like 3 weeks later. The gift that keeps on giving.
Aw. Speaking of the gift that keeps on giving, cabbages, 15 of them. Speaking of more produce, we got some, I don't know if those are apples or tomatoes. I'm going to guess that they're apples.
I think they look like, yeah, it's a little hard to tell from this angle, but I think they're apples.
I feel like we could make like a halfway decent salad with some corn, cabbages, and apples. It wouldn't be the greatest, but you know, you make with what you got.
Hey, it's your autumn salad. That's what that is.
Sophie Ann taking that steamy stacks. Look how far out of the zone she is, but it's just zone number 2. She knows that it's not going to be too much damage in the storm, and by being in steamy stacks, she's able to take that stack all the way up to the top and glide on down, but still right to a car. Doesn't take it, instead opts to climb up one of the spires right here. And this is one of the edge spires, so she's probably also going to take that as an opportunity to glide on closer to the zone. But now, near Colossal Crops, formerly Colossal Coliseum, Ari taking a few shots, hopefully able to grab the revive off of here. But that's a little risky that she just took a few shots right there. That kind of is a giant beacon to, hey, I'm here.
You also see the building from the shadows that we were seeing there. I got real scared for a second. Someone was trying to creep on them, but yeah, there's quite a bit of contention happening on Colossal Crops. You can see at least 4 squads now are kind of in the area. 2 at the moment are shooting at each other, which includes Ari's teammate Tough Mustard. Love the name, by the way. Yeah, Mustard is tough.
I wonder if that's a shout out to Donald Mustard, the Fortnite king himself. But Avocado Queen, another really cool name, really low, 18 HP. The rest of her team starting to go down as well. Ari, oh no, and there she goes. Avocado Queen takes a shot in the back and is dropped right now. Looks like Haley's team is trying to encroach on Ari's team right now. But with that gray AR, she's not able to get any good damage onto them.
It's going to be a little tough to be able to line up their shots and also get the damage that you want to have for that output here. You can see a couple of those cabbages coming in clutch here to be able to heal up. But it really is going to come down to whether or not you can outlive some of this gunfire. And this is important, Kelly, because it means you have less healing resources for the endgame if you get to the endgame.
That is very true, Necra, and that's why I said that harpoon gun is so important, because eventually someone's going to have some healing in the end game, and using that harpoon gun to steal away from players when you had to use yours earlier is very important indeed. But there we go, the team goes down. Shout outs to them, though. They were able to hold off on that engagement for quite a while, but unfortunately they do go down in 18th place. Haley's team now trying to scrounge up the remains of their fallen opponents.
Let's keep an eye on them as they make a rotation now outside, leaving a fish behind. That's okay, though. You really want those floppers more than anything else. And, yeah, really nice, clean rotation here. Unfortunately, into another team, though.
You hear the devastation happening right now. I don't know if that's the sound of an RPG or another devastating weapon, but it is terrifying nonetheless. And with only 3 members of your team remaining, and one of them being so low, they're definitely going to be moving out, trying to find another place to re-engage right now. Haley, now it looks like they're potentially getting third-partied and just on the edge of zone. They are going to have to rotate back in there, but there is another team right on top of them. Now Haley almost going down. Yessie still at full health, though.
Looks like it's Somerset's team right there. Getting a couple of shots there. You can see kind of how the third party is happening. You see Somerset's squad in the distance, kind of paying attention to both angles here, but then you also have another team that's sort of towards the left of them at the moment that are kind of outside looking in over here. Let's check in with Team MVZ. This seems to be the squad that is really keeping an eye on the rest of Team Sophie Ann. Production!
Thank you, production. I want to see people use it, but this will do for now.
I love it. Aw, it's so cute.
I feel like this might be a tool, kind of like a vehicle, where we're going to see it in the early, maybe mid-game, where it's used for rotations, but that is a giant beacon if you're using a chicken to fly across the map and everyone's going to be shooting at you. Haley and Yessie still trying to do whatever they can, but Haley goes down. Yessie now the only one alive. She has no healing items whatsoever, but she does still have builds, but now it is a 4v1 onto her, and I don't think... There we go. The team goes down.
Hey, we were saying, what's going on with Team MVZ right now, especially knowing that they are sharpshooters in this game, and you could see kind of their expression of skill firsthand, being able to take out the rest of Team Sophie Ann. Team MVZ definitely really close to top 5, just barely missing the cutoff for it for these last couple of games. We'll see whether or not they're able to make their way back in there as we start checking in with Danny, who is playing alongside GamerDoc right now. Just the two of them left right now. 1 elimination on the board and needing to make a quick rotation into zone.
They have pretty decent builds, though. Good items. They have some shields and their weapons have good ammo. But speaking about MVZ there, I love the adjustment that we're seeing from them. They're playing more aggressively this game. They know that they dropped out of top 5. Only the top 5 are going to get those payouts. They know that the placements are going to be won either by Malibu's or Somerset's team. So MVZ says, you know what? Let's not go for placements. Let's go for eliminations instead. Let's go for these early to mid-game engagements so that not only do we get these elimination points, but we also don't run into Storm Surge so that when that in-game does roll around, they have a lot less to worry about. So love to see the adjustment here. More aggression, whereas a lot of the other teams definitely seem to be standing in this passive placement playstyle.
I really like that we got a little bit of a look at a team maybe making their way towards the Spire to make use of those zip lines to get a little bit closer to zone. But a lot of the zone right now seems to be focused around Boney Burbs and its outcrops. So a lot of teams here. Just we'll see what happens. You could see a little bit of the NPC action or the AI. Forgive me. My terminology is a little bit rough.
Taking a quick look at Elixa here. Somerset with Zunde and Maddie. They seem to have a pretty good spot in zone right now. Kind of freely rotating on the bottom right here. Just trying to grab some more mats right now. They do have 70 builds ready for them. But they're going to need much more if they're going to be making it into the end game there.
Yeah, I think you can see the material capturing right now, or just making sure that they have those resources, sharing up some of those shields, picking back up their flopper stack.
Yeah, I like that. Dropping the floppers, because obviously you want to save those floppers for the end game. Eating some tasty potassium-rich bananas, and then picking up the floppers once again, using some of that resource management while there is a lull in the action right now. But you can hear it, you can see it. A few shots are being taken down on this team, and they only have a small box. They're going to have to try and rotate out of this engagement because that is a mid-ground team that's taking shots on them. They have the vision, so they're going to be slowly making their way out of that position in hopes of finding something more favorable.
Yeah, so especially if Somerset's team wants to make it to the finals again and get a third victory royale, maybe? They definitely want to make sure that they keep themselves safe here. So having those floppers, having the shields, those minis right now, going to be really helpful here, especially for Elixa and the rest of the team. But it's like Storm Surge warning is going to pop up for them, so you're gonna have to get some damage done at some point, but they're really waiting for the right opportunity. You know, Kelly, high risk, high reward here. Do you just like wait, maybe take a little bit of damage from the Storm Surge and then try to find your opening?
Well, they were just above Storm Surge, which is actually impressive, the fact that they only had 1 elimination, so they're able to play passively and smart, but still get those Storm Surge tags so that they are above threshold. Speaking about being above, of course, Gen G is above right now, and it's a similar story. They have no elimination, so they are able to get this threshold above just from a good few tags. It doesn't matter about wiping out an enemy team at the start, as long as if you're able to get a few shots on them and play it smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. Being above threshold is definitely where you want to be, but I'm kind of thinking about the teams that are below. You know, you give away a lot of your positioning and from having to deal damage, right? And you also expose yourself to not only the elements, but also to other players. So I just kind of wonder what those kinds of teams do, but it seems like everybody is above the threshold right now for the most part.
I think 3 players are below the threshold right now. It has to go down to 50 for that zone 5 for that the storm surge to go away. But yeah, Quevito taking a look now. Love the anime base, taking the low ground rotations. Looks like they're trying to stay out of zone, but still shots are being fired on them. Even though they are so far out of the zone right now, people are so aware of it. And that's kind of one of the things, Necra, is that Storm Surge, it's a little annoying. It doesn't do too much damage, but it's just one more thing that you have to worry about. You're building your map awareness, how your builds are doing, as well as what your ammo looks like. And then on top of that, there was a lightning bolt striking down on you every 10 seconds. So even though it does do damage, it's more of an annoyance than anything.
Yeah. You definitely also want to make sure, like, especially if someone has vision on that, then it's gonna give away your positioning, and then it's just another thing you have to worry about. So absolutely, you want to make sure that you are just focusing on the game plan that's in front of you, which is getting to the end game and maybe having to do that heal off. But you can see here that MPZ doesn't really seem super set up for the end game just yet, just taking a look at what Huevito has in their loadout. So I'm really curious to see how MPZ is going to manage this. They're obviously a very elimination heavy team when it comes to their game plan, but you know, you got to be able to outlast and get those placement points too.
They're kind of in this position right now where they're trying to take height. There's another team that has height that's shooting down their builds. You can see it. I actually think that might have been Daisy's team. Nope, wait, that's Dooney's team over there that has height as well. Huevito trying to encroach on them so that they are able to claim height once we make it into the end game there. But I do appreciate we did see the harpoon gun there. So although they don't have the heal offs, if someone drops that does have a lot of shields on them or floppers, they'll be able to use that harpoon gun to their advantage. But also, we could have been watching Huevito, who could have been the fragger, and maybe there's 2 players in their team that are playing as the supporters there. Oh, Dunya is a part of Daisy's team. However, Daisy is down. It's Angie, Dunya, and Alexandra that are up right now. They are above the threshold, but their mats are looking a little low.
Yeah, at that point, you might want to make sure that you're able to use the structures that are built around you. But it is going to make some of these box fights maybe a little bit harder in the end game if we do see this team kind of get up to that point. As the Storm Eye continues to shrink and as the Storm starts to move in, these players are going to get ever closer in quarters.
But of course, look at Somerset's team. Full health. They're in their box in the mid-ground. They said, we don't want height. We don't even really want eliminations. We just want to heal off everyone. And you can see Zunde doesn't have floppers, doesn't have cabbages, but does have shields. So probably what we saw here is that everyone in this team gave their heals to either Somerset or maybe another player, while everyone else is just going to hold on shields for right now. Breaking down that Genji wall. This is going to be an important fight right here if they're able to take down Genji, which is the second place team right now. But the walls are being built. Genji is doing such a good job playing defensively, Necra.
Yeah, they really are. Genji just wanting to make sure that they continue to hold their second place right now. And also, they see an opportunity. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, Kelly. Is it going to be the right call to try to go after the team that is ahead of you? And in Bumble's case at the moment, yeah, they're absolutely trying to push on this. They're really going to try to make the moves. But we are seeing Sunday and Co. have the high ground advantage to yet another team that is in their midst. Looks like it is going to be Maddie and F also kind of making some moves just to see if she can get a bit of a different vantage point.
That elimination feed, though, there is a lot of eliminations going down, but so many of them are from Maddie's team and from Genji's team. This is why they are in first and second place, respectively, right now. Alexandra and Angie as a duo trying to do whatever they can to hold on right now, trying to stay in the mid-ground, if not low ground, to try and keep the eyes off of them. But height isn't that important right now. In fact, it looks like all of the fighting is happening in the mid-ground. More shots coming down to Genji. They have to be running low on those mats right now. Somerset's team pretty set well, but Alexa almost going down there. Look at her health.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was really close call there for Alexa. And you know that one of the biggest strengths in the very end game is going to be able to have all 4 teammates up and running. Also just kind of increases your chances in case there is that heal off to see whether or not someone can survive. But ooh, Malibu, third place team, has to go off the floppers now. They are in the storm right now, and they can't break in because they can see Genji is right there. Can they get the shot on Genji? She's not paying attention. It looks like they were able to make it out just alive.
but that zone slowly encroaching on their territory. Malibu only has one flopper left. They're gonna come in with the edits, but there's so many people. Someone comes in right behind her. Is she? Oh no, she goes down.
Can't turn fast enough. So we'll be eliminated, but that leaves us with 7 squads remaining, 21 players left in this lobby. Seeing a lot of quick edits have to be made here so that people can stay safe. And as we just kind of continue through, oh my goodness, we are gonna see quite a few members go down. Girly Bella, I believe, being eliminated there, and Anatis and Team Bumbles continuing to just light up that elimination feed.
It is absolute chaos right now. The fact that Carly with 1 HP is able to stay up within the zone, it is absolute madness right now. How is Carly doing this? Now with the med kit, she has enough time to do this, but that was so scary. She had 1 HP for so long. And look, Maddie FN runs in. Gingy says, "Nuh-uh, this is our spot. We're gonna be taking you down." And now with only 4 squads remaining, Carly does go down. And Hannah, the only one remaining now. Can Kelsey use this to be able to take height and take the win? Oh no, she goes down.
Going down now. Let's see if Somerset can pull it off. Can Somerset pull it off? There's only 2 players remaining, and it is going to be a heal off here. There goes the jelly. One more.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
all right.
Man. Oh, it's just a stinkfish left. I think Somerset's got this.
It's got to be Somerset. Arleth is going to have to try and find her, but she doesn't. Somerset comes out with 3 eliminations. Look at all the eliminations that they have. 10 eliminations. Victory Royale, and they did it with a heal off as well. An incredible performance from Somerset's team here. 3 Victory Royales under their name.
3 Victory Royales, and Kelly, if I'm remembering correctly, I think they also had a 2nd place. But let's go ahead and look back at some of those highlight moments from game number 4. There was so much action, you almost blink and you miss it in the end game.
Yeah, we got to see this incredible fight where Abachi did whatever she could to hold out the remaining member from her team, but unfortunately Kelsey was able to take down Bachi there.
And then seeing some of these third-party actions that were happening as well as MPZ showing off again the fragging skills that are on this particular team. We'll have to see where their placement lies after we tally up those points, but here comes the end game. As you can see, Malibu getting taken out here. Tina Rez going in, trying to keep up their teammates as that medkit gets used. But there's
you
that
love it
Victory
though.
Royale.
You can see that she only had 1 gun in her inventory at that point. I'm sure that Somerset was probably running through the low ground at that point, trying to find any heals that were remaining in the game, and that's why her loadout was so scarce there. But again, 3 victory, and I get it. You can say, oh, it's the heal off. That's such a lame win meta. But they're also getting 10 eliminations every Victory Royale.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of points that are going to stack up with the 3 Victory Royales, the 10 eliminations. Somerset's team looking unstoppable at the moment, Kelly.
But we do have to stop for just a quick moment, everyone, because we do have a quick break. But when we come back, the final game of our series here will be underway. And we are back once again here for the women of the eRena Part 5 featuring Fortnite competition. I got Necra joining me. I'm your host, Kelly Link, and we have game number 5, the final game of our series, which is going to be starting in just a few moments, everyone. But, Necra, we have to talk about it. Somerset, 3 victory royales, and then a second place finish. Can anyone take them down?
I don't think so, Kelly. I really don't think so. That's 3 victory royales in a row, and I believe a second place. That's unstoppable right there. And a lot of it comes down to how prepared I feel like Somerset and her team really were coming into this competition. You know, we were talking at the top of this show, might be a divergence in strategies. And it might also have a lot to do with how well you understand Season 6.
That's very true. Being able to adapt, not just in the meta, but in the games that you're playing. And we kind of saw that from this team. They've been doing the heal off every time, but we saw them going for that aggression against Gen G's team, constantly firing down on them, as well as grabbing 10 eliminations towards the end game there. It's no longer just a passive play style. Somerset's team is feeling confident, and they have to feel confident with this incredible lineup that we have. Of course, I saw love for Elixir. We got Zunday and Maddie in F. And of course, I have to give a shout out to their organizations. Maddie in F is representing Complexity, Team Liquid for Elixir, and then of course, Luminosity Somerset.
Yeah, there's so many different organizations that are being represented today throughout the course of the competition. I think that's one of the reasons why I love the EFUSE Women of the eRena event so much, is it brings all of these different players together to compete against one another and also showcases some of the incredible top talent that we have here in Fortnite.
I absolutely love to see it. I mean, we already got a taste of it in the play-ins last week, Necro, which you got to witness. What was like one of the highlights for you there?
Honestly, it was just seeing everything come together for these teams, and also just the standout, the mechanical skill and game sense can really have in order to make it to the main event. Both teams that made it here from the play-ins had no prior experience playing with each other before, and I thought that was really incredible, especially when talking to them about how important it is to know your role, to have that communication, and to be able to just have that general game knowledge that you need to have in order to put all the right pieces together.
I mean, during these listen-ins that we've been able to have during our, I think it's Zone 2 that we've been listening in, you hear that communication. We're typically listening into the top teams in our leaderboard, and they have that communication. They have that synergy, that understanding that one player is going to be the IGL. You have to listen to them, because if you don't, your entire team is going to be discombobulated, and that is the last thing you want when you're in a box fight with another team.
Well, I think something else that's been really exciting to hear through these listen-ins is just how on the same page everybody is. You know, you can, especially if you have a different play style or a different way that you want to go about in approaching the game, those play styles can clash, and usually not in a good way. Tends to sometimes lead to somebody going off on their own, getting picked off early, maybe not being quite as close to the team as necessary, and then it also makes sharing resources a lot harder when you do have that distance between you. But we've seen a lot of very strong splits come through. Not everybody's sticking together as a 4-person squad. Sometimes it is about taking a divergence of paths and then meeting up or getting those third parties in.
Yeah, split drops are incredibly important, especially when you have an uncontested drop. You know that you're not going to have a 4v2 situation. You might as well split drop. You're going to be able to collect more loot a lot faster that way. So definitely, I love to see kind of these teams evolving as we go through the competition. Unfortunately, there is only one game left, everyone, and we're going to be jumping into that in just a moment. We want to make sure that all of our teams are ready. The battle bus has all the gas loaded into it. That's not what you do with gas, but that's what I'm saying right now. But, you know what? I'm going to make a call to production. Production, you showed us the chicken, and that was great. We wanted to see the chicken, but now we have to see the wolves. Maybe a boar. We got to see everything that Season 6 has to offer, and maybe, I know this isn't on you, production, but maybe some boots. Is that too much to ask?
I don't think these... I think these players, they are playing the long game, but it is... Yeah. 5. It's game number 5, which means that we might see some people be a little bit riskier in their play, try to play a little bit more aggressive and and maybe get a chance to have a couple more elimination points. And if you're seeing that those boots might be a viable strategy to get through the earlier parts of the game and make sure you have the mobility to last into the rotations you need for the mid game, then maybe we see the boots, Kelly. Maybe we see the boots.
But like, let me be a little bit negative. Only 5 teams are getting money, right? That means that 15 teams aren't. If you're one of those teams, why not just try a new strategy? Why not just try and get the boots? And if it's, you know, a failure, well, at least you know that now and you've learned it in a competitive setting. But everyone, will the boots make an appearance in game number 5? We're going to be finding out real quick because the game is going to be starting in just a few seconds, everyone. Here you have it, game number 5. Let's load into it and take a nice look at this beautiful autumn vision.
Oh, game number 5 is going to matter so much, Kelly, especially looking at the point differential that really separates some of these squads. Hey, only top 5, like you said. It might be a negative, but it's a positive for the 5 teams that are going to get some money. We're going to get those updated scores for you shortly as we continue to tally up those points. But let's go ahead and take a look at where Anne-Marie, Sparkles, Kenzie, and Viancy are going to be dropping. They're going right past Misty Meadows here. Kind of looks like they're going over to Caddy Corner just to be able to get a little bit of loot and maybe have an uncontested drop.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like anyone's going to be bothering them over in Caddy Corner. And then they have Weather Station there, just a little bit to the south, open to them as well. So that's going to be 2 spots right there that they're going to be able to collect freely for the next few minutes.
Already going ahead and picking up a valuable weapon, and oh, okay, some shield mushrooms as well. But yeah, this is good. You're getting some healing resources here. You're getting some resources for your mats, and doesn't look like anybody else.
Okay, so many stairs.
Okay. The absolute madness that's happening right now, and I don't even think they're fighting. I think that they're just trying to do the most coordinated barrel shield that they can get right now. I'm actually a little confused.
No, she can't miss it on purpose. She can't do it on purpose. It has to be accidental.
True. Okay. I think they're just vibing, Kelly. I'm vibing with them right now.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm having so
Love
much
to see
fun.
also the keyboard cams up on their feed.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love getting a chance to see how players actually approach this game. You know, there's kind of 2 schools of thought, right? You've got your keyboard and mice, but then you also have your controllers. You've got your controller fam out there too. I love seeing how fast those inputs get made.
Do I hear the growls of a wolf?
Ooh.
Production, you can't just well, ironically, my dog started barking in the background at the same time. But I thought I heard something quite primal, but maybe I just misheard in the stealthy stronghold.
No, I kind of heard that too, but oh, there it is.
I just
that
want
was
to see
not
it.
your dog.
No. At least I hope not. Oh my gosh, that's a pug. If a pug was making that sound, that would be impressive.
I think that'd be pretty impressive too. I'd also be a little scared for you, Kelly, not gonna lie.
There we have it. Oh,
there we
and
go.
the wolves destroyed the builds around you. Now charging forward. Looks like they're going to be going after Avocado Queen. A tasty treat for a wolf. Takes a bite, but it doesn't seem to hit.
Let's see what happens here. The wolves are surrounding the building. They're also attacking. I was kind of wondering how, the players are going to interact with these animals, but it looks like they're just trying to run away. I can respect that. I respect the hustle.
And it's a pack of wolves too, acting like a pack of wolves would do. You love to see it. Avocado Queen trying to do what I don't know why she's not killing them. Maybe they're a fan of dogs and wolves and they want to keep them alive. Maybe they're not looking for the primal version of the weapons, which is what you would do. You would take down these wolves, you would get a few bones from them, and then you'd be able to upgrade once you got 4 bones to a primal version of your weapon. But maybe they're more a fan of the mechanical version.
Oh, the water doesn't even stop them. Oh my goodness, Kelly, they're gonna be going pretty far away from home to try to chase down Avocado Queen and the rest of the team. But we're gonna go ahead and look at Katani right now. And hey, Kelly, we've got a score update here.
Yes. All right, although there is some action going on, we are going to be paying attention to Katani right here. They actually have 2 eliminations right now near Misty Meadows. You can actually see there's 2 different colors. The team is right below them, and they're able to grab some easy eliminations there by having height.
Yeah, and that means that they can also stay safe to be able to revive their downed teammate Hebster so that they can continue their path forward. But let's go ahead and talk about those scores, Kelly. Oh, we've got a 6th place to tell you just how close everything is right now. Nat's team is in 6th with 88 points, and it only goes up from there.
We have a 2-way tie for 4th place. It's Kelsey's team, one of the teams from the play-in, and then we were asking about them. EFUSE jumps back up into our top 5. They are both tied in 4th with 94 points.
In 3rd place, we've got Team Malibu, just 3 points ahead at 97 points.
Of course, it's Team Bumble in 2nd place with 118 points.
But 20 points above that, Kelly, is Team Somerset stealing the show, getting 1st place. And now, oh my goodness, though, that is gonna be a tough score to beat. It requires Somerset to have a maybe middle of the road game number 5, and maybe Team Bumble here to come out with a victory royale.
Oh yeah, no, Somerset's team essentially have to get 0 eliminations. They have to drop down in like 15th, maybe 10th place. And then Bumble is going to have to get that victory royale or at least a bunch of eliminations if they want to overtake Somerset's team. But I mean, look at the members that we have on that team. You got Somerset, you got Maddie NF, Elixa, and Zunday. I highly doubt this team is going to let you take them down before the end game rolls around.
I'm gonna have to hard agree with that, Kelly. I really think that Team Somerset's gonna be a tall order for some of these teams to take down, but uh-oh, look at this. Oh my goodness, what is happening here? Oh, they're just catching up to each other.
A bit of bumper cars, but oh no, Danny left behind here by GamerDoc and Ashley. Looks like GamerDoc is actually going to be going up ahead without the rest of their team there. Probably just using these vehicles for some quick rotations. Definitely do not want to leave their team behind though.
Ooh, here's some real cool stats for anyone that's curious. We've got some top players here that have double-digit eliminations on the board. Let's talk about them, Kelly. We've got Carly. We've got Carly here that has 9 eliminations from Team Bumble, but they're not the highest elimination earner on the team.
Oh no, oh no. We got Nagata with 10 eliminations from Team Kells.
We also have Uncivil Queen at 10 eliminations from Team Vanessa.
It is Valerita. How do I say that name? Valerita? I think it's Valerita from Team EFUSE with 11 eliminations.
Yeah, and then we've got Tina Rez up on top with 12 eliminations, also from Team Bumble. So, you know what? Team Bumble, the GNG girls, they are doing such a great job right now in terms of just getting those elimination points, which is keeping them in that 2nd place with quite a bit of leeway over Team Malibu in 3rd.
I mean, yeah, we don't even see from the stats that we got what the rest of the Team Bumble has, but the fact that they have 21 eliminations from 2 players is an incredible performance from them.
It really is. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick listen in here, just get a chance to see what this squad is up to. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the action for game number 5.
Do you have minis Sunday?
I have 3. Do you?
Okay, I could play those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 minis as well. Yeah, I also just have 3.
Perfect. Okay, then I'm gonna hold these minis.
6. So. Don't forget to talk to the upgrade lady because she might give you more.
It might give you a spaz too before you upgrade, by the way.
Wait, really?
They give spazzes. I've gotten a gold spaz before.
No shot.
She gave me a gold P90. Yeah, I've gotten a P90 before
Please
too.
give spaz.
Yeah. Alright, we need metal though, so if we can...
Yeah, we do need metal.
We can go all the way to Steamy. Let's go. He gave me metal. That's fine. I'll take that. I'm taking these cert barrels. Alina, do you want to take this last one with me?
Yep. Here, could you upgrade me to blue?
Yep.
I have terrible.
I have a
right here.
Wait, is this your green? Yeah, that's mine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have a gray one. Oh, you do? Okay. See, I can upgrade it to green at least.
Can you upgrade this to blue or no?
I can't. I only have 35, but I can upgrade her
I
to
need
green.
green.
Though.
Come here, Kayla.
Here. I do need gears though.
Thank you, gears. Yeah, I got
thank
two.
you.
Anybody have extra gears
I need
or
two
no?
more. Yeah, I need two
I have-
more.
I have 2.
You know what? We can
I
just
need
go.
2 more.
Let's,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I
can
really
go
want to
farm.
get to Steamy. Steamy is a
Let's
really
go,
good
yeah.
spot. So we can go through Orchard really quickly just to grab gears, but then like I kind of want to.
I don't want to go that way actually.
No.
Let's just go
Let's go this
steamy.
way. Go
yeah,
left.
100%.
Let's go this left side. Just follow.
Because going all the way to Orchard, that's gonna put us in a terrible position. Everyone's gonna be coming
Yeah,
that
I don't
way.
want to.
Yep.
Alright, I don't have an AR this game.
Oh
'cause
no.
That's fine.
of all-
I
and
don't
yeah,
either
which
yet,
is
but I'm gonna grab one. We can like
Yep.
loot this stuff as we go
Primal
as
AR.
well.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to
Has
pick up that
everyone's
last
metal?
shield fish. I don't know where it was.
It's okay.
I
Don't worry about it.
Alina, do you have SMG ammo?
Guys, we need to get search tags,
yes,
by the way.
180 right there.
So
We do.
Thank you. Okay.
maybe we look over these mountains and stuff. If we can get Steamy, we might be able to get a stack. We might be able to play height just for a little bit until zone. I mean, we're not gonna have surge the zone, so just we'll triple spray people. Get max brick here. There's so much brick. Like let's
Here,
just get cap.
I have 800.
because this gives a guaranteed thing. Here.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Car.
I know. I need 2 more.
I don't have enough to get surge tags.
I can grab a bounty. I'm gonna see who that is. Hold on. No idea who that is.
Oh, I killed her last game.
You did?
Yeah.
So they're
We should
endgame
probably
players.
fight them.
I mean, do you really want to risk it? I'd rather just get max placement as possible and win the
we
whole
don't
thing.
have to, but I was just saying, like, we probably could.
Okay,
Mini?
we'll see. Let's see. If maybe
Yeah,
I can
we're
get a
good. We're
spaz or
chilling.
something, or like a better AR. 'Cause I don't have an AR either.
I think that was a team that was rotating through our builds. I'm like 90% sure.
Oh yeah, that was those. That was them. Okay.
Yeah.
Just let them go. I mean, to be honest, we're sitting in a really good position
Yeah.
right now, and we're not even in yet. We can do full left too, whenever needed. Imagine
right
we
there.
win the last game too. Oh my god.
Just
Oh
so you
my
guys
God.
know.
Dude,
Team
4 out
right
of 5
there.
games? That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
In the second place
sitting
in the
in
other game. Full wood
Team building
build.
out of wood on my marker.
Are they?
Yeah.
What are y'all's, do you guys talk to the NPC?
No.
Oh,
I didn't talk to this one. We
I
might
got a
need
big
to
pot.
push them for surge, by the way, because they're not gonna. They
That's
might
fine.
actually lose us for surge.
I do have 6 nades.
Nice. Please
There's
give
a
me
big pot here. if someone
Something
needs
that you guys heard from the team here
He gave me
is
2
how important
gears.
it is to
Anybody
talk
have
to
2
those
more?
NPCs. We know the gold bars were added in the last season.
As well.
And those gold bars allow you to upgrade your weapons and even just buy unique weapons that these NPCs might have.
I have 2.
I need 2
I'm gonna
as
drop
well,
them.
though.
So love to hear the communication going on. Ooh, look at the shots coming out of Steamy Stacks. Can hey, hi, hello get any? And it doesn't look like she can, but you love to see it. You might as well try.
May as well. I mean, hey, if you see a floating target in the air, you may as well do what you can to try to get the knockdown or get the elimination and rack up those elimination points. But we're seeing now some really great rotations coming through here. Production, thank you. We get a chance to see yet another wolf. Love it.
Man, these are pretty ferocious wolves as well. They definitely remind me of the sharks from, gosh, what was that, season 3?
Yeah,
that would
that's
jump out of
scary.
the water and attack you on the land. So now you have to worry about the wolves as well.
I know. They're scary. I don't want to be in combat with a wolf if I don't have to. That's for sure. They also chase you, and the water doesn't stop them. How do Oh boy.
We have a team that has made a nice little watchtower for themselves, and they are just raining shots down on the lower teams there. Not only do they have height, but they have a nice position on the edge of zone right there. So watching all of these teams rotate in from third zone and just grabbing a few shots on them, which as we've seen, Storm Surge has activated, I think, every game. So you need to get those shots, even if you're not able to grab an elimination, just doing a little bit of damage will help.
Mm-hmm. It might be hard, though, for some of the teams that did drop without contention to be able to get above the threshold. But I think that's why we're seeing quite a bit of aggressive movement coming through from just getting from outside of the zone to the inside of the zone, knowing that that Storm Surge might be coming.
Ready-ish. taking a peek, seeing what's going on over there, and you can see Liquid Elixir, Somerset, and Co. far off into the distance, kind of on the opposite side of Mayuka's team there. But it looks like they are just going to be taking some rotations real quick, not going to be third-partying onto Maria. But Reddy-ish not able to grab an elimination just yet.
Just peeking into the distance. I feel like this is good to have a vantage point and field of view on what the opposition is doing at the moment. I think that gives you a really nice kind of, also just a nice window to get some shots into the team. But this is a really, really important game for a lot of teams. We're still waiting on the score update. I believe, no, I'm sorry. We already have the score update. What am I thinking about? We already have the final scores because we still have a game to play, but there's such a small margin for those teams that are in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. This last game's going to matter a lot.
Yeah, you know, this is no longer a fight for first. That's kind of Somerset and Bumble going after each other. This is now a fight to be in that top 5. And although Malibu's team right now, and Kelsey's team, and MVZ's team, you know, they're looking pretty confident. A lot of those teams from 6 to 10 are going to be doing whatever they can to break into that top 5, because that's where the money is.
Yeah, as a reminder to everybody watching from home, you've got $1,000 for 5th, $2,500 for 4th, $5,000 for 3rd, $7,500 for 2nd, and $10,000 for that 1st place. So this is going to matter a lot for a lot of these teams to just sneak into the top 5. So I can't wait to see the standings after this, but I also can't wait to see what's going on with the rest of this action here. We are seeing a little bit of a back and forth happening right now for Viancy and her team. And Marie and Kenzie, Sparkles, and Viancy actually showing us a little bit of their stuff during the play-ins last week. I thought that they were a very, very good squad together, particularly Marie just kind of being able to rack up some of those eliminations. But they are 214 damage below the threshold, Kelly.
Ooh, and do you smell that, Necra? I think we just saw a stink fish actually being used right there. So it's a little pungent in the air right now. But you don't just have to consume them. You don't actually have to use them as resources to build the stink bow. No, you can actually take those fish and use them as bombs onto the enemy team.
Yeah, that is a dual versatility there. I can see the stank coming through. That's the stank. I could call it the stank.
Oh my
coming
gosh.
through there. But yeah, this is a really difficult situation for this team to be in. Look at how many players and teams are in this particular area of the zone, right on the edge, building up. This is something we haven't seen yet in a lot of these games that we've watched.
Not in the 4th zone. I mean, you can see the east side of the zone. There's these like 4 or 5 teams that are kind of relaxing, hanging out a little bit in their own respective boxes. Maybe there's one team on the top right side that's having a fight. All of the action is happening over to the top left side right there. And you can see 5th zone now in there. In fact, one team already rotated into the middle right there. But so many of these teams on the edge are going to have to take each other down if they're going to want to make it into that final or that 5th zone.
Yeah, absolutely. That 5th zone is going to be the spot to be. But you also have to deal with all of the damage that's coming through from all of these teams right now. And I'm seeing a couple of things here. I'm seeing the fact that a lot of mats are being used right now in order to build up. Is this a... No.
This is the an interesting bridge. Like this, you see this in tarps a lot, but not from this far away. Out of zone. And usually it's not double wide like this because you know that you're going to be using up those.
I can nade it. Open the top. Open the top.
I don't think we can. We have a team above us.
They're not going to shoot from this way.
All right.
Open it.
Real quick, jumping into some of the action here. Let's take a quick listen in on this team.
I have nades. Open. Open this. I'm ready. What?
Maddie, you're muted, bro.
Oh, what the fuck? You gotta go. It's not open. You guys need to open it.
No, you need to open it.
Wait, why am I? Oh my god, bro.
Oh no.
Hold.
We were watching it. Angel on the bottom right just got eliminated by Genji Maddie. Or I'm sorry, just got eliminated. Now we're watching Maddie's team from there. But she had like 12 floppers Were they able to grab those floppers from their own teammate, or was it the person that eliminated her? That was so many. It definitely seemed like Carly was the support there, holding all of the health items for her team, and she gets eliminated. I'm not too certain if that was her own teammate that was able to grab those floppers or someone else. Now it's just Maddie and Tina, and this was the team that was supposed to be able to take down Somerset, but now it looks like second place is now at risk if they go out down here.
Gonna have to be really careful. There is not too much of a point differential here. It is still 21 points, which is still a lot, but Team Bumble still has to keep up with the consistency, like you were mentioning, Kelly, to make it through and secure that second place for their team. Now, damage threshold here for Team Bumble. Oh no, it's just Maddie and Hannah left.
Tina going down right now. Maddie trying to break some builds. Someone behind her gets the shot. Now we only have one person left. It's Hannah. She has one flopper, no shield. Decent ammo left on her AR, but everyone is going to be focusing on them. They have to know that only one member remains from Gen G, and it only takes one player to be able to grab that victory royale. But with one flopper and the heal-off meta that we've been seeing, I highly doubt that this is a recipe for success. In fact, some would say it's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just such a tough place to be in, especially if you're not able to pick up any healing items from any eliminations that you grab. But we'll see what happens with Hannah. Hannah is getting moved in upon, taking some quick edits here just to be able to keep herself alive. But maybe they'll sneak past. Maybe she can persist.
Oh my gosh, this is such a risky position to be in. You can actually see that there is an open wall right there if she kind of breaks this edit. She's going for the eliminations. No way! Oh my gosh, Hannah.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit, or in this case, the second place of 7,500, or maybe even being able to outlive and outlast through the heal off that is bound to happen at this stage in the game as that Storm Eye closes in and shrinks, moves closer.
Oh, we saw Sophie Ann take down Kelsey, one of the teams that was tied for fourth, so hopefully someone else is remaining for her team right there, because that might be it for their top 5 run. We still have 8 teams to go, 25 members remaining. Hannah hanging on as the only member remaining from her team, but she only has one flopper. I really appreciate that she is playing the mid ground right now. Low ground, there's eliminations. High ground, they have vision, so Hannah has to stay here in this tiny little box and hope that no one runs into her.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you gotta be very, very careful here. I really appreciate, yes, exactly, being in the mid game right now. I think that's gonna be a much better position to be in at the moment, but let's see what happens next. Oh, Somerset's moving in with the rest of the team, trying to third party some of this. Huge eliminations coming across the board right now.
What incredible eliminations there. Actually taking a few eliminations from another team. It looks like Somerset's team are just going to be third partying, and now with that other team down, they are going to rain fire on that low ground team there, hopefully grabbing some eliminations. But Maddie actually going down right now. Same with Liquid Elixir. It's just Somerset and Zundane right now.
It is just them, and Somerset left here. Oh, has a couple jellyfish here and a couple floppers, so that'll be really good for the late game. But now Somerset has to be very careful as Sunday is eliminated. There are 7 squads remaining, 14 players left. Can Somerset eke out yet another victory royale? I think we're about to find out as we continue watching her perspective right now, trying to keep herself safe from what is bound to be a very explosive finish for this 5th and final game.
Grabbing an incredible elimination onto Alexandra right there. What an incredible play. She is the only one remaining. She grabs another one. What the heck, Somerset? What are you doing right now? Can she make it 3? No, instead she goes for the edit. She gets dropped down. But what an incredible solo run from Somerset right there.
Yeah, I think that's going to secure her and her team a 5th place, if I'm not mistaken, there, as Hannah's eliminated as well. Oh my goodness, 2 squads left.
Yeah, we got 2 shieldfish right here. Even more fishy. This is what Emery needs to do. You need to drop down where all the eliminations are, because that's where all the items are going to be. You're going to be able to grab all these health items, hopefully heal yourself up, because now it is just down to 3 players, 2 teams. Emery holding it for her team alone. Can she do it?
We're about to find out. They're at low ground versus high ground. Let's see who is going to come out the victor. there's 3 players left, so there's an increased odds here for one of these teams.
Increased indeed, but it doesn't matter how many players you have
There
if
it
you don't
is.
have the heal-offs. But whoa! She actually takes down the player or the team with the 2 players, and it comes down to Solo and Marie jumping down, finding all those fish, and using it for that heal-off. It looks like, chat, you were right. Whoever called it that all 5 games would go to a heal-off. Where can we have you as an analyst? Because what a prediction.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not what I was expecting, right, Kelly? I was really expecting there to be a lot of high energy at the very, very end of things to be able to secure eliminations for that final victory royale. But let's take a look at some of the highlights of game number 5, our final game of the Women of the eRena, part 5, featuring Fortnite. A lot of explosive action for this particular game to really finish things out.
Yeah, taking a quick look at Readyish's team right here, you see what incredible loadout, but now we're going to be focusing on to Hannah, who was a solo player all the way from 7th zone. Speaking of solo players, Somerset tried to hold out, but not able to make it 4 victory royales. She's just going to have to settle for 3.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't complain if I had 3 victory royales as well, but
look at these
oh
edits
my
and
gosh.
shots. What
I know. This is why I love getting a chance to see the keyboard and mouse cams or the controller cam, because you get a chance to see exactly how fast, how high of an APM you really need to have in order to make those quick edits, secure those shots, and wow, what a great exhibition of skill.
It was incredible, but you could see it, the difference of having a team that's played together for a long time, having that communication and that game sense to, even when it is a new season, understand, hey, this looks like it's going to go to a heal-off meta, and they knew that from the beginning, Necra. She planned that from game 1.
Yeah.
So this is something that they clearly did some reviewing, looked at the new season and said, hey, I think this is going to come down to a heal-off. We need to prepare for this every game, and they did just that.
It's funny, Kelly, because I really think it comes down to the elimination of the sniper from the game that really might have been the golden ticket, the red flag, whatever you want to call it, just the signal to this Somerset team to say, hey, it's gonna go to a heal-off because you can't get the same type of long-range damage in it anymore.
I am so excited. I think it's pretty confident that we can say, because Bumble team did not make it into the final 3 right there, that Somerset's team is probably going to be walking away in first place. But we said that this is no longer a fight for first. This is a fight to get into the top 5. And there were so many teams on that edge, Necra.
Absolutely, especially when you see a team out of not nowhere, but just like it's not Team Somerset that was able to secure that victory royale. That could shake up quite a bit of the standings when there is such a limited point differential between all of the places that we are seeing from 3rd to 8th. That's really going to shake things up.
Oh, without a doubt, everyone, we are making sure that we have all the points tallied, that we want to make sure we get you the right standings. But in just a few moments, we will be going over our top 5 winners for that $26,000 prize pool here at EFUSE Women of the eRena competition. It's part 5, so we've already done 4 parts of this. Go check out those VODs because it has been an incredible series run so far. Necra, favorite part of the day?
Seeing our production get those nice pans of the chicken, and we also got the wolves. We finally got the wolves, Kelly.
That's all I want. I mean, I wanted a lot of things, but that was like one of the top 5 things that I wanted.
Yeah, it's in the top 5 for me too, but seeing those quick edits from Somerset in between, you know, going between the edit to the shot, back to the edit, to the shot, and just having that high level of mechanical skill, what an exhibition, right? I think that was also one of my top 5 moments.
For me, it was all the other teams seeing what Elixir's team did with the first game heal off and being like, oh, we need to do what they're doing. And maybe they didn't even do it in game number 2, which, by the way, Somerset's team still got 2nd place. But by game 3, everyone was grabbing those cabbages. Everyone was fishing because they said, this is clearly where the tournament meta is going to go. This might not be the meta for season 6, or maybe it is, but you have to kind of adjust, not just with the new seasons, but also with each tournament that you play in.
Absolutely. I think that was one of the things I was looking forward to the most out of watching this competition today. Not only getting a chance to showcase the top women talent in Fortnite, but also just getting a chance to see on a competition level what Season 6 has to offer. And I think I'm really excited about what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, we got to watch some incredible teams playing today. Obviously, only one team is going to walk away in first place. But chat, let us know right now who your favorite team was. We want to see the love right now for it. And I'm definitely seeing, of course, some love for Somerset's team. We got the Cozy Crew in here right now as well. You love to see all the support. And Necro, that's something that you kind of said during the show, is that this EFUSE tournament is an opportunity for a lot of these incredible players to get like, a moment to focus on them.
Yeah, shine a spotlight onto the incredible creators, players, and just wonderful people that are really a part of the Fortnite community. Kelly, I feel really honored to get a chance to be a part of this, to be able to see all of this incredible talent. And I'm so excited about seeing what the future holds, and just want to thank EFUSE so much for giving us an opportunity and a platform to showcase all of this amazing talent.
Yeah, a huge thank you to EFUSE and our production crew. Great cam ops there. Also, a huge shout out to all the players and teams that are competing today. It was an incredible 5-game series to watch. But most importantly, thank you guys for watching. Everyone in chat, you guys gave us your insight. You let us know who you were watching. Definitely seeing some super love for Alexa. We got some love for Cozy. Girly Bella, I see some shout outs for as well. Keep that love coming, everyone, because we got about another minute and a half before we do get those standings to you. Again, our admins are making sure that they got it right, and we're going to get that to you real quick, everyone.
$26,000 is a lot of money to be able to give away, and you definitely want to make sure you've got all of the scores correct and accurate before we make the call on who those top 5 teams are securing the bag, Kelly. I mean, whew, $10,000 for first.
We're on such a high. We're talking about these positives. I want to talk about my disappointment. We did not see those Spire jump boots. I just wanted to see it once. That's all. But I guess we did get wolves, so that's okay. But Season 6 adding so many incredible elements to the game. Obviously, there's a new map. The desert is gone, and now we have this autumn vibe kind of sprouting out from the center of the map. And in the dead center, it is this ominous spire. And around it, a lot of interesting little ritual places that you could put an item from one of the sub-spires into it, and you're going to be getting a spire jump boot off of that. But we didn't get to see that here today, Necra.
You know what, Kelly? That's okay. We had a lot of other great moments that, while I have a mild disappointment that no team really seemed to go for that, I'm alright. I'm sitting here really happy with the competitive Fortnite that we did get a chance to see today.
Oh yeah, I mean, clearly the biggest change, adding crafting to Fortnite is so huge, and we definitely got to see that today. We got to see it with the fire bow, we got to see it with the stink bow, as well as some stink bombs from those stink fish as well.
Still gonna call it a blobfish, Kelly. I really, it's okay. You know, it'll be a blobfish in my heart. No problem, no questions asked, but it was really exciting to get a chance to see how crafting is going to be such a major component to Season 6 play. Gotta make sure you get those mechanical parts, get those animal bones, make those weapons, make them shine. But oh boy, Kelly, I need a drum roll. It's the scores are on their way, everybody. We are in a couple of moments going to be able to have those top 5.
I was gonna give you a drum roll, but my mic is on up here. Does this kind of work? I don't know. Oh, okay. I feel like we still have a little bit more time, everyone. They're making sure that they have everything ready. I thought we had it in just a few seconds, but now it's gonna be a minute. We have to build up that suspense, and with that suspense, it is done, everyone. The final scores are ready. Necra, let's count it off one by one, and I will start in 5th place. It is Team Kells with 107 points.
Which is awesome, Kelly, because they were a play-in team that was able to secure their way into the main event, and to see them come in 5th place, that's pretty impressive. So they are going to be taking home $1,000. But in 4th place, we've got Team Nat with 118 points, taking home $2,500.
I mean, that was really impressive. They were actually in 6th place after game 4. So they did all the right things, grabbed just enough points to shoot them up into the top 5. But that means someone in our previous top 5 dropped down. And who that's not going to be, it's Team EFUSE in 3rd place right now, 126 points.
Gonna secure them $5,000. That's still pretty impressive from the prize pool as we continue to work our way up in points, in eliminations, and of course, in that prize pool money. In 2nd place, we've got Team Bumble with 137 points. Congratulations to them and the $7,500 that they're gonna earn themselves.
You know that Gen G is proud of these girls right now. They had some incredible fights that we saw. Huge elimination points coming out of this team. In fact, when we saw the top 5 elimination earners from these games, 2 of them were from Team Bumble. So incredible performance there. But everyone, you called it. We know it. It is Team Somerset in 1st place, 164 points out of the 5 games. They got 3 victory royales and 1 2nd place finish. Incredible performance, everyone. Let's see some love for this team right here. I want to see all the love for Somerset, Maddie NF, Alexa Plays, and Zunday because they deserve it.